Cool, cool.
Speaking of Brooke, are you guys still watching One Tree Hill?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you at now?
Oh man. Uh,
He's at the second hill.
jeez. Let's see. Nathan is just getting in. He basically just said, "Hey, I can't play ball anymore because of my back." So now he's getting into like the agent portion of with Clay. Quinn is on her
Out of his wheelchair.
what?
He's out of his wheelchair.
Oh, that was way long ago.
Oh, okay.
He's already pro. He's
Oh.
turning, yeah.
Isn't that
Um,
Drake who's in the wheelchair?
Quinn is on
That's
a
from Degrassi.
Yeah, I was like,
photograph thing. Yeah, Quinn's on a photograph thing. She'll be back. She just got recovered from being shot along with Clay.
okay, yeah, from the crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
What the hell
What
happens
else
in
is
One
going
Tree
on?
Hill? My God.
Oh my, it's
So
ridiculous, dude.
dramatic.
Like
It's
I
so-
watched.
Haley just met the Irish singer.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I can get behind that.
And that's pretty much where we're at on One Tree Hill.
Okay, that's
And Brooke just signed over her company. Sadly.
Is she with Julian yet?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. Kids?
No,
Okay.
no.
Just kidding. Spoiler.
Julian is currently making his documentary.
It's funny you're saying names. And I'm like, I recognize Brooke, but what
Everyone knows Brooke.
exactly?
You
But
gotta watch it, Matt.
I've watched a couple of episodes with Jamie, and like it's interesting. Like the drama is definitely like, oh, this is insane.
Wait till they get older.
Well, and it's the most high school drama bullshit right now, where it's not entertaining to me because it's just like, oh, he was such a good guy and he cheated on me. Oh, she was such a good girl and then she cheated on me. She's doing drugs and we're partying too much.
Everybody leave.
Yeah, like everything is just like, so over dramatic for
so good.
teenagers.
Just
So good.
take the candy.
It's just a lot. It's just a lot. I've grown to appreciate this type of drama. Like the CW has owned since this time. Like this is their genre.
Yeah.
So I've grown to appreciate it. But at the same time, it's like this is just nuts.
Oh, is it the CW that makes it?
I think they were technically. It was Warner Brothers before.
I don't even remember what it used
So
to
it was
be.
definitely CW.
I think it was, wasn't it? Because
It was.
I remember watching this week after week.
The CW was like a name change.
Yeah.
Essentially, like the programming and everything stayed the same, but it was a name change. It went from I think WB to CW. All the same
Because
stuff.
I remember
though.
many years ago watching the Flash, like
Yeah.
the live action of the Flash on the CW, and man, that show was amazing.
I liked
Such
Arrow.
a great drama.
I enjoyed Arrow. I didn't get to finish. I didn't get to finish either of those, but I liked them. Riverdale was kind of
Yeah.
fun.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is that good?
I enjoyed it for a good while. It just got to a point where I kind of fell off and never got back on. But it was getting nuts. I mean, I think at some point like witchcraft and stuff comes into it. Like in the first 4 seasons, there's some serious gang wars, like gang activity going on. Like which is kind of silly because it's really just people in leather jackets. Like that's just kind of it. There's reference to like drug dealing and stuff, but it's not even like the gangs doing the drug dealing half the time. So it's a very interesting show. All right, let me take another mouthful of soup just because I need it, and then we're ready to get started. Yeah. Okay.
I do a thumbs up and it doesn't do it. Awesome.
Okay, here we go. always good to hear that song. Welcome to GoodFlickas, home of the
It's always good to see you
GoodFlickas.
guys.
Right? It is great to see you guys. Welcome to GoodFlickas, home of the GoodFlickas. Can you take our critiques? Let's find out as we dive into tonight's movie, Blade Runner, chosen by yours truly. And I am, of course, Matt, joined tonight by a man in an awesome Universal Studios t-shirt. I'm loving it. I can really only make out Frankenstein and E.T. Back to the Future. Back to the Future, the ride, too.
Oh, shimmy.
What a throwback
Little
that
truffle
shit.
shuffle for you guys.
Hell yeah.
Wait for the sun to drop. You'll see it
Yeah.
all.
Oh my god, yeah. I'm already excited about this. But Brian, aka as Tears in Rain, yes. Oh, ready for that one.
I mean, I can promise you I'm human.
We won't
Oh
have to
my God,
retire
dude.
you.
Yeah.
I'm all right. Looking forward to it. You brought up a great quote, so it's going to be fun. But we also have Jen joining us tonight, not with the bowl, but with the plate. What is on the plate?
Veggies. I'm on a sun-dried tomato kick
Okay, yeah.
lately, so like sun-dried, some mixed veggies, some ground beef, and then a little bit of ziti pasta.
Ooh,
So good.
that sounds real good. Excellent.
If you're on a sun-dried tomato kick, you should do something with pesto and sun-dried tomato combo.
I should.
It's delicious. Just,
Oh my God,
you're
good.
welcome.
Thank
I'm-
you.
Mm.
Yeah,
I mean,
really.
just sun-dried tomatoes, like already by itself. So
Yeah. I've been like sun-dried tomatoes, a little bit of olive oil, sauce. It's so good.
Sauce.
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 I'm still in Goodfellas.
One of these
Just make
days,
sure it
I'll
doesn't
take
stick
it.
to the pan or the pot.
Yeah.
Get those razor skills.
That's what I'm
going.
saying. One of these days, I'll have that kind of time. All right, we also have Nick joining.
too.
Yeah. Hopefully, it's not in prison, but you know, where you've got plenty of time to slice garlic with the razor blade. But we have, excuse me, Nick, aka as Blades of Glory, Blade Runner. Nice. Blades of Glory.
When I was this
saying
morning,
hi
I was
as a
trying to remember what the name of the movie was, and I was like, "Is it Blades of Glory? No, it's not. It can't be." And then I was like,
No.
"What's the movie?"
Although I've got nothing against Blades of Glory, with the
Yeah,
exception
just-
of one thing, but we don't need to get into that.
What? Owen Wilson?
No,
Isn't it Owen Wilson?
it's Will Ferrell and John Heater.
Oh, John Heater.
Yeah, he does have blonde hair. I'll give you that.
Yeah, that's what he was thinking of.
No, it's them running on the concrete in their skates. It physically hurts me.
Although you brought up Owen Wilson, which check out this, where I'm going with this. He just brought up Owen Wilson. I just got done watching You, Me, and Dupree a couple days ago. Did you know / remember they reference the Goodfellas garlic scene?
And you mean Dupree?
Yes.
No.
Dupree is out there. He's cooking dinner for Carl and Molly, and all of a sudden he's got garlic and he's cutting the garlic with the razor,
Oh my god.
and I think Molly's like, "Where did you learn to cook?" And he's like, "Oh, I learned it from here, but the garlic thing I learned from a movie called Goodfellas." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me?"
Love it.
That's how
Pop
big
culture
that
at its
moment-
finest.
That's how big that moment was, guys. I mean, it's yeah. We're still talking about Goodfellas. This is
That's
awesome.
amazing. Okay. Oh man, I love it. Now that we've all seen it, we can bring up Goodfellas as often as we'd like.
Exactly.
So excuse me, sorry guys. I am a little bit sick today. I've been fighting everything and just head congestion, everything. So I'll be a little bit sniffly. I'm going to try and keep myself somewhat away from the microphone when all that's happening, but probably have to slow myself down a little at times. So sorry, I won't be rambling for 5+ minutes. You guys will have a chance to talk tonight.
Your sniffles in between every
Yeah,
sentence.
exactly. Like I don't like what you're saying.
Yeah, it makes it longer.
Geez, I shouldn't have done that. But yeah. Oh shoot! I just realized that I don't have the video stream going correctly. So that's egg on my face. But yeah, did anybody want to go first for initial thoughts? Yeah. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, I'll go.
Nick with the quick.
Yeah, I was like,
Shot at him
okay,
real fast.
move.
You're talking about my hand going up?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like the quick and the dead over there.
Yeah, instead of Nesquik, it's Nick Quick.
The early bird gets the worm. Nick Quick. I love it. I'm gonna use that from now on. All right. Just in life. Yeah,
You
so
just got Nick Quick.
Yeah, so this Blade Runner is a first watch for me. It's a movie that has been recommended just over the years, and I've always been told it's just a fantastic movie. So yeah, this is the time I finally get to watch it, and I think it's a pretty damn good movie. It's a lot of fun. It's beautifully shot. The backdrops, the sets, the lighting, the just how they like all the practical effects and everything. It's so good and so cool. I understand this is like a kind of like a remaster of the film, so it probably like has more detail than what was originally when it first came out. But I will say at the very beginning, the explosions on screen were very like cheesy, and I was like, "Oh no, what am I about to get into?" And then it got a lot better after that. So, good call on that. But yeah, this was just it was a little slow in the beginning, like maybe in the first third of the movie, but then it really picks up like halfway through, and then especially in the last third of it. So good job on them for that. But even in that during that slow part, it was still just cool to see everything, and like you could almost mute half of this movie and then just still enjoy watching it. Yeah, I thought the acting was pretty good. It was decent. Um, I like a lot of the characters. Like just a lot of acting in their faces, a lot of close-ups, and the way that they would just pause between lines and stuff. It was the timing of everything was really well done. But yeah, just a beautifully shot movie. So I'm gonna give this one a 4.6 out of 5.
All right. I won't complain about a 4.6. Anybody want to go next? Go ahead, Jeb.
So, this was a first watch for me. I'm drawing a complete blank on the name of the movie, but we all know what it is, so that's good. Blade Runner. Okay.
Hence my name too, Blades of Glory. No, Blade Runner.
So anyways, we know the movie. We're here. And this movie, not the biggest fan of it. It kind of made me laugh at some points because I felt like they were trying to be so serious, and I was like, I can't take you serious in this moment. And it was just giving me a lot of like AI gone wrong, and then tiny humans trying to think that they know best and take over the entire world. So it's just like, and with nothing but violence and stupidity, in my opinion. It was a long 2 hours for me, but I did watch it from beginning to end, zoned out quite a few times during it, but I at least sat there and watched it. And in the moments where I was still like conscious of the movie, I will say it is like I like the artsy feel of it. It is shot very nicely, and the ones that play like the AI people did such a good job in their roles. Like the two lovers, we'll say, the two fake robot lovers, the blonde. Y'all know. I don't know names.
Person Roy.
They were phenomenal to me, and like anytime they were on screen, I was able to like wake up again and focus in on the movie. So because of that, I am giving this a total of 1.5 stars.
Oh, wow.
Okay. You still consider it a success. It's not in the negatives.
It's not, it was, it definitely was. Like, okay, let's think about this. Be fair. We've been at this for 5 years. We need to improve.
Okay, Blade Runner is a movie that I have never heard of.
Oh, wow.
The only Blade I knew was Wesley Snipes as a kick-ass vampire hunter,
Oh, yeah, I've
and
heard of that one.
that is that's the only Blade I knew. So this was just completely new to me. Um, I find myself in uncharted waters on this, to be honest. So I've been really trying to piece together how I'm gonna go, like what my approach for this one is, and I think I've come to the conclusion of this is a good movie about a subject that I have zero interest in.
Mm.
And I've never experienced this before to where it's like, I can tell this is a good movie, but I don't like it at all. And the reason why I don't like it is because what the movie is about. I think like the best example I can come up with is if someone just for the life of me, or if someone came up to me and just said, I hate golf. I can't stand golf. It is like the stupidest sport ever. And then they go and I say, okay, well, you should watch the greatest game ever played. I feel like they're gonna feel the same way, where it's like, wow, that was a good movie about something that I absolutely hate and can't stand, you know? And so that's the, I guess this is, it's just never really happened to me before where I'm like, how do I go about this? Because it was interesting in terms of like how it looked and in the story and everything, but I truly had zero interest in it. And I'm not going to, I couldn't dock it because of that. Like that's just not right. I don't think that's very fair to be like the movie sucked just because I'm not interested in whatever it was about. You know, like I think that's quite immature of somebody to do if anyone does that. Um, so I found myself a little struggling with this one. Um, it almost, in a way, in the fact that Harrison Ford is in it too, it almost seemed like a Star Wars zag, you know, like and Star Wars is something that I was never into either. I was never into Star Trek. Like really, it's this little sci-fi-ish bubble is never been one that has caught Brian's attention. Now, I'm not saying this is exactly like Star Wars, so please don't come at me and don't take
Don't
down my
at me,
house.
bro.
All you little Star Wars fans, I can just see you. How dare you?
All you
My
Star Wars bitches.
my little Wookiees out there. But but it definitely had like a, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Matt's coming at you like Cleopatra.
It definitely had like, if Star Wars had like some side exits, this would be one of their side exits that you could take
Okay.
if you're on the Star Wars road. With that said, I'm giving this one a 3.7. And I really don't have a lot of notes or anything. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to contribute tonight, but I am here for you sci-fi people, and let's have some fun.
Yeah, I think this is all fair, and to be honest, I'm not the least bit surprised in anybody's response, because this to me this is one of those movies that it's very polarizing as far as its audience. So for backstory, this is not my first time seeing this movie, although it's been a while since I've seen it, and I'm pretty sure I didn't see the final cut version. I saw the director's cut version. I can't remember. I don't know if you're going to talk about it in the fun facts, but there's at least 3 different versions of this movie.
Oh no, that's
Yeah. So in its from what I can tell, it's significant differences too. So I'm really curious as to how the story has changed and evolved. So ironically, another connection that you make to Star Wars is how many times it's been changed and adjusted and gone back, and it's like here's the new version, here's the new version. This movie has kind of had
Wait.
yeah, exactly. Like this movie has kind of had a similar history to it, but this is obviously the book. So the first time that I read the book and watched the movie was in college, and it was in a science fiction writing class. It was really interesting, and it got me into sci-fi for sure. Like even more so. Obviously, I love Star Wars, but it kind of locked it in. And I will admit that my memory of the book and the first time I watched this movie was pretty vague going into this one. I was left a little disappointed thinking that there was more in the story. There was more that they could have covered. There's more that they focus on. And one of the big things that I hear about constantly with this movie is the debate over whether Deckard is a replicant or not. And I realize that that's something that even watching this version of the movie, you could find yourself like really breaking it down, watching it over and over and over again, trying to find clues and all that kind of thing, and like really pushing for that argument. But after watching this movie, I didn't have that question. Like I wasn't even wondering. I'm like, is he a replicant? Is he a human? Like that's not even on my radar of questions to be worried about right now. It's like so that was an interesting thing for me of the big debate around this movie being whether Deckard's a replicant or not, which I believe is answered in the sequel. I'm not like it's solidified in the sequel, Blade Runner 2049 with is it 49? Yeah, with Ryan Gosling. So I need to watch that one. So that was another reason I wanted to pick this movie. So I picked this movie for a lot of reasons. One, I like sci-fi. This is Ridley Scott's follow-up to Alien, which I think you can kind of see a lot of the connection of, like, especially the slow opening and everything. It was a movie I really wanted to watch, and again, because all the reasons why I picked this movie. Julie, Jamie and Casey's mom, got me this book, I believe, for my birthday, and it's all about the summer of 1982 and the massive science fiction bomb that hit theaters that year, which we'll talk about, I'm sure, at least when you get to awards and that kind of thing. So 1982 was a big year for science fiction, and this was part of it. This was one that I could find that was part of all of these things, and I wanted to share it with you guys. I wanted to have the conversation. And I feel like we don't do a ton of sci-fi, which it is one of my favorite genres, but I'm also very picky about it. So there's that. But much like you guys, I really appreciated a lot of things about it. The filmmaking, the acting, the cinematography, the sets, a lot of it is like stylistically, it's done very well. The story itself felt a little lacking. There's so much that's being done through physical acting and in the moment that it's up to us to kind of determine what's happening in a scene. And that's not necessarily a problem, but I don't think it engages the audience. I think that's why you were probably bored a lot of the times, Jen. Things are just kind of happening on screen, and it's up to you to kind of figure out why. So I think that's a bit of a failure in the design of this movie, but overall, I think it is done very well. So ultimately, that's why I gave it a flat 4. I like it. I think, because I know the story at least well enough to know that it could have been better. So while I enjoyed it, I think it could have been done better. And that's all I have to say about that. Sorry. So yeah, I'm looking forward to chatting with you guys and kind of breaking it all down with you. But if it doesn't end up being that deep or long of a conversation, that's how it goes. Because I wrote down some notes, but not a ton. But all right. Any other initial thoughts? Are we ready to go into it? Let's really kick off the show. Now it's time for it. Are we ready for it? Let's get some energy. I realize it kind of slowed things down. Are we ready? Are we getting hyped? Are we getting Come on, people. Come on.
Fun facts. Sit your butt down because Brian's in town. Fun facts. Here we go now, so let's talk about fun facts.
Ooh. I still enjoy it. Enjoyed so much.
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
Coming in hard. All right. So It is April 21st, 2025. Happy belated Easter, if you guys, for those who celebrate.
Zombie
call it
Jesus Day for
Bleaster.
some of you.
It's Bleaster Day.
Bleaster.
And belated 420.
Blaze it.
Yes. But anyway, it is. That's the date that it is now. And you can catch Blade Runner streaming on Netflix. If you are interested in sci-fi.
I think it leaves on the 30th.
Yeah,
Once a-
it's
oh, that's
here for like
right.
another week.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. So
like
you
another
have
week.
9 days to come check it out.
Get on it.
If that suits your fancy. All right. So Blade Runner came out in 1982, which is very surprising to see with the way it looks. I will say that. Directed by Ridley Scott, who is no stranger to GoodFlickas, that's for sure. Man, oh man, the Scott brothers. I can never. Every time we do a Scott movie, I feel like that's how I always start this off. It's like the Scott brothers, like they are just incredible.
Who's the other Scott?
Tony?
Yeah,
He did
yeah. You got Tony Scott and Ridley
Top Gun.
Scott. Tony Scott, Top Gun,
Okay,
was
I
he-
didn't realize the
Was it Days
the
of Thunder?
relation. Yeah.
Unstoppable.
Hmm.
I'm drawing a blank on some. of
I
the
thought
other
they were
ones.
just separate Scotts.
No. Yeah, they're brothers.
They're brothers. Okay, I didn't know
Yep.
that. No.
All right. Well, we can just go into the top 10 of Ridley here. This is Alien, not the original. I can't tell which one that is. Give me one sec. Alien Covenant is number 10.
Oh, that's like the most recent one.
Number 9, House of Gucci.
Hmm.
8 is Prometheus.
More in the Alien universe.
7, Thelma and Louise. 6, Napoleon. And here come the 5. Wow, these are some bangers. Number 5, The Martian. 4, Gladiator 2. 3, Blade Runner. 2, Gladiator. And 1, Alien. I have not seen Gladiator 2 yet, but I can tell you those other 4 are just, those are some great movies to be in your top 5.
I've read the book for The Martian, but I haven't seen the movie.
Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically Matt Damon playing
Yeah.
Castaway on Mars. And it is, Matt Damon just steals this movie. He makes it so entertaining.
I just want to see how they grow the potatoes. That's all I care
Yeah,
about.
you do. Yeah, you do.
I've seen
How
like
does
a
that work?
blooper of him doing whatever math that he's just writing on something, and he's
Yeah.
got to write it and say it or whatever, and he kept messing it up. So like it's funny to think like in the situation that he's in, literally trying to survive on Mars. That he in the background it's him messing up and making jokes and stuff. It's like
Damon's sarcasm is absolutely perfect in this movie.
Yeah, because he's like the only character, so he's got to play 2 roles.
Yeah, I own it. It's a fantastic movie. If we ever get to do it on GoodFlickas, I'd be so happy.
Curious, I'd like to see if it's streaming on anything.
Who's his Wilson?
I don't know if he really has a Wilson. Well, technically he does have like a camera that he talks to all the time. So you could make an argument that the camera is his Wilson.
Well, and there's a TV show that he watches reruns of like a million times. The book, at least. I don't know if they do.
I don't think that I don't remember him watching a TV show.
Yeah, it was like an old 50s or 60s TV show. It was like 1 season or something, and he watched it like hundreds of times because it was all he had. Yeah.
If I was stranded on Mars, I would hope I had Titanic.
Streaming on Max.
Is on Max. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Let's get to know the cast. Oh, does anyone have anything else to say about Ridley?
What a cool first name.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
Ridley.
Good take there.
No, no. We've said a lot about Ridley before. He's fantastic.
Yeah. Okay. So the cast, Deckard, obviously played by Harrison Ford.
Woo!
What a handsome, strapping young man.
Seriously.
Batty is played by Rudger Hauer. Hayer,
I think Hauer.
maybe?
Howard.
Hauer.
German.
Hauer? Okay. Rachel is played by Sean Young. And then Gaff is played by Edward James Olmos. And then the last one I'll bring up is Bryant, who is played by M. Emmett Walsh. So
Oh.
right on. He may have, for anyone who are Christmas fans, needless to say, I don't think I need to really introduce you who M. Emmett Walsh is. If I do, then you're just not watching enough movies. But
You know this
if
guy.
you are a Christmas fan, he may have looked familiar as the Crank's neighbor. Yes.
Oh yeah. Didn't we watch that last Christmas? That was Jen's pick, right?
Yes.
The Cranks. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So he's the neighbor of the Cranks who I forgot Tim Allen's character, but he ends up sending them on a cruise
Mm-hmm.
and like a basically full on paid vacation and everything.
What I think is his wife is fighting cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds right.
Yeah, so that's M. Emmett Walsh. He's in so many movies. I don't.
Yeah. You may not know his name, but you know his face.
Yeah, very well, and his voice. It's the voice is what caught me immediately. The minute he started to talk, I was like, I know who you are. But yeah, I mean, does anyone have any performances, actors, anyone they like to shout out to? We got one.
I don't know her name, but like I said, it's the blonde and the black makeup.
Pris is the character's name. Daryl Hannah is the actress.
Yeah, she did amazing. And from a distance, I was like, wait, is that my girl Angelina Jolie? Like, they have a very similar. I was going to get so excited. And I was like, no, you're not. But you did great.
This
Would
movie
you
could have been a
believe-
2.5.
Would you believe I
I
told you
told
she was
you
in A Walk to
how I-
Remember?
She's not blonde.
She is Cynthia Carter in A Walk to Remember, which we did this movie and I cannot remember who Cynthia is.
It's the main character's mom. His mom.
Oh, his mom.
His mom.
Oh.
Okay.
I can't remember his name, but yeah. Yeah, I was gonna bring Daryl Hannah up as well. I mostly associate her with Grumpy Old Men, or Grumpier Old Men. She's in both. But she's been in tons of things. I think the one that most people probably recognize her from, I want to pull it up before I get it wrong. But I'm pretty sure she's in, it's Splash with Tom Hanks. Yes, she is in Splash. She is the mermaid in Splash. So,
Oh,
if you're familiar with Splash Mountain, now renamed Tiana's Adventure Bayou or whatever the ride is at Disneyland, Splash Mountain was named after Splash the movie, which is the movie she's in. Has nothing to do with the ride itself or anything.
Yeah.
But that's where the name came from, in case you're wondering. But yes, I think most people probably know her from Splash or Blade Runner. But she's been in tons of things too.
she's in Wall Street too. People might know her from there.
The Little Rascals. I just saw this one and it made me laugh because I saw her name and all I can hear is the kid going, Miss Crabtree. If anybody remembers the Little Rascals,
she's a teacher.
she's the teacher. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she plays Morticia in I think the third Addams Family movie, but she's also in God, what's the movie? I just saw it. Kill Bill. She's in the Kill Bill series. So if you like those Tarantino movies, she plays. I believe she's the one with the eye patch.
Hmm. Brian looks like he's a football player.
Because he's all
No, he's got the marks on the chins right there. Or the
Yeah.
cheeks.
Go Niners.
that'll work.
Yeah.
But yeah, wanted to shout out Daryl Hannah as well. The other people I kind of want to give a shout out to, Sebastian, the guy who plays Sebastian, William Sanderson. I don't know much about him. I didn't bother like really diving too deeply into his acting credits, but I really enjoyed his performance. Like I liked his character. He was interesting.
Well, Matt, he's in The Rocketeer.
Who's he in The Rocketeer?
Checking. What was his name again?
His real name?
Yes.
William Sanderson.
Skeets?
Skeets. Huh. I wonder if that was one of the gangsters.
Skeets?
Yeah, like Skeets. I wonder if that was one of the gangsters. I could see it.
It could be.
Wait, was The Rocketeer? Oh, I might be mixing up movies, but was that the one where like there's this guy like in a opened castle and he's on the toilet?
No, that's Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Oh, okay. I thought his name was Skeets too, though.
No, his name was Blinken.
Blinken. Same thing.
But actually, just I don't remember from The Rocketeer, but he's in Wagons East, which is a Western parody that I really enjoy. He plays this character named Zeke, who has a terrible memory, but realizes that the guy who's their wagon train leader was the wagon train leader for the Donner Party.
I haven't seen.
No? Oh, it's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So yeah, William Sanderson, again, just shout out to him because I enjoyed his performance. I liked him. But the other one I really want... Oh, shit. There's a couple of names I want to throw out. So Joe Turkel, who plays Tyrell, I wanted to shout him out because when I saw his name on IMDb and I saw his picture, I immediately recognized him as the bartender from The Shining. This is the only thing I really know him from, but he's the bartender from The Shining. I'm like, oh, that's amazing. So just big shout out to him. James Hong, who plays Chu. This is a guy who I guarantee you've seen him before. He is, unfortunately, like he's the Asian man in a lot of things. Like he has that character, but he's really funny. He's a really great actor. And although it's a tiny little bit in this one, I recognize him, and he's amazing. Love the guy, James Hong. Last one is just a shout out to Zora, Joanna Cassidy, the woman who played the other female android. Just kudos to her. I thought she looked amazing. She had to go through the gluing on of all of the sequence to her body and everything, and like she was comfortable with presenting herself. So just in general, I thought she did a great job. And like her turn from I'm normal person to he knows who I am and bolts as the android. I really like that change in just the whole character and dynamic and how she just responded. So huge shout out to
Are you
all
talking
of...
about Rachel?
No. Zora.
Who?
She's the one who had the snake.
Oh.
The first one he kills?
Yes.
I'm sorry. The first one he retires. Because he's not killing anything. They're things. They're not people. I think that's one of the debates of this movie, right? Like there's huge philosophical questions we can ask. But let's get into fun facts.
All right. Any other performances that you guys want to shout out? Or we good?
Nope,
Hit all
we
of
good.
mine.
We good. We good up in here. All right. Okay, we are giving this a 3.45 out of 5 stars.
Okay.
IMDb gives it 8.1 out of 10.
Oh wow.
And it is number 191 in top 250 rated movies. So, Goodfellas 17, Blade Runner number 191. We're like in the top 250 right now, I think.
Okay, I thought there was a little shade thrown at that.
No, no shade. No shade. Just I don't think we've ever had a back-to-back where we stayed in the top 250.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Letterbox is 4.1 out of 5 stars. And Roger Ebert was 3 out of 4 stars. And once again, I believe, if I remember correctly, he reviewed this twice.
Okay.
And his second review was 4 out of 4 stars.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So Brian, you just have
So
to watch
you're-
it twice.
If you're interested, go check that out. The budget was 28 million, and worldwide gross is 41.7 million.
It's good.
Oscars, it was nominated for 2 Oscars.
Hmm.
And I'm pulling that up. I totally forgot to do so. Brian, you are fired.
You fool!
You fired.
You're fired.
You fired.
You don't deserve to do what you do.
Well, that's not true.
That's
Now
yeah.
go-
That's a bit harsh.
Now go on the golf course and take care of it. Okay.
Go swing some clubs around.
Smashes
Yeah.
your golf club into the ground 20 times. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like bent like a hockey stick.
All right. So 2 nominees. Nominated for Best Art Direction Set Decoration.
Mm.
And nominated for Best Effects Visual Effects.
Ooh, yeah.
No wins, though. No wins.
Interesting.
Who did they
And-
lose to?
In Golden Globes, nominated for, and I'll go back to the Oscars. Golden Globes nominated for Best Original Score in a Motion Picture.
They
So
lost.
the the Oscars and the Golden Globes were just really not on the same page on that one. I thought that was very interesting. Did you guys want to know who it was up against for any of the categories, or?
Yes, sir.
I know
Okay.
some of them just because of the books and things that I've read.
Right. All right, let's see. Well, this is the year that Ben Kingsley won for Gandhi. Supporting was Louis Gossett Jr. in An Officer and a Gentleman. Your leading actress was Meryl Streep in Sophie's Choice. Oh, God, that movie. That is a rough movie to watch.
Never seen it.
And that's coming from me. Supporting role, Jessica Lange in Tootsie. All right, so let's see what
Love
else.
Jessica Lange. She's great.
Costume design, director. Oh, Gandhi really making a name for itself on this one. Oh, this is also when E.T. came out.
Yep.
So
You know,
E.T.
I think you only
won-
have to mention the 2 nominations. Like what did that lose to?
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
E.T. won for best effects and sound effects. Okay, visual effects. Here we go. Wow. So you have Poltergeist, Blade Runner, and E.T. were your nominees for best effects, visual effects.
Wow.
Who wants to guess the winner?
But didn't you just say E.T. won it?
E.T. won the other one.
Oh,
E.T. won the other one.
Oh, okay.
You know, Poltergeist was really creepy. That one might have done it.
I never
Okay.
saw that one.
So we already know it's not Blade Runner. So we got 1 for Poltergeist,
I'm pretty sure it's Poltergeist.
2 for Poltergeist.
This might sound surprising, but I missed your guys' ET watch, so I haven't seen that one either.
Oh.
Yeah.
We got to do that again. We got to do E.T. again because we have so many different things now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I remember we had a really good talk about E.T. too.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, the winner was E.T. for
Oh.
best effects and visual effects.
So
It's probably the fact that they did the flying over the moon. I mean, that had to have been it.
Yeah.
Like
it's iconic. I mean, it's on your
It's-
shirt.
what?
I said it's iconic. It's on your shirt.
Exactly. All right, and then the
The
other
fun
one.
fact though about those movies, so Spielberg directed, I believe, E.T., and he was slated to direct Poltergeist at the same time. So it was basically like he finished one and was doing the other. Actually, they're kind of, if I'm not mistaken, they're actually filming at the same time. And the way he got around it with like certain rules and stuff was he was just a producer on Poltergeist. So Poltergeist is kind of like a side darker story to ET. Like they kind of have a similar suburban feel, which is what his plan was. So, but he was making them at the exact same time, and one was kind of like positive, the other one was supposed to be scary. Like he was good and bad. He was going for both vibes.
Okay.
Spielberg worked hard.
He was, yeah. Because if I remember, wasn't he right? He was writing E.T. on the set of Raiders.
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. So he's.
Yeah. No, he was.
Can you imagine that, man? Just what are you doing? Oh, I'm writing this movie called E.T. and I'm filming this movie called Raider.
It's like in school when I was like
What?
working on my science homework in math class, you know.
Yeah. What? So, because you bring up Raiders, that's the connection to Harrison Ford. During this time, I think it was recommended to Ridley Scott to cast Harrison Ford because he had such a positive. It was George Lucas had the good vibes on Star Wars. Brought him in for Indiana Jones, and so Spielberg brought him in for Indiana Jones, and they're like, "Hey, he's great. He's fantastic. He's your man."
Yeah. All right, and then the other one that was nominated for Best Art Direction, Set Direction. I'm sorry, Set Decoration.
What did you say the first time?
Can you imagine somebody nominated for Set Direction? We're gonna take this set goes that way.
Hey, somebody's doing it behind the scenes.
Like you deserve an Oscar. That was fantastic pointing. All right. Art direction and set decoration. Your nominees are La Traviata, Victor/Victoria,
That's a good one.
Blade Runner, Gandhi, and Annie.
Oh.
I haven't seen any
Who's
of
the
those.
winner?
I'm guessing
can't
it's not
find it.
Blade Runner, right?
No.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of those either.
Okay. Victor Victoria is Julie Andrews cross-dressing as a man, cross-dressing as a woman. It's hilarious.
Is that Victoria's Secret?
It is.
That's what I've heard.
It's honestly, it's hilarious. She is playing somebody who is pretending to be a man who is pretending to be a woman. It's hilarious. Check out Victor Victoria.
Take that, Pretty Woman.
Yeah.
Even though Pretty Woman is years later.
Years later. So that one would be good. I assume Gandhi is pretty solid. It's clearly doing great at the Oscars. What was the last one you said? It was
Annie.
Annie. See, that one was probably pretty good too, since it's a musical and everything.
Pick.
Because I want it and I know it doesn't get it. Victor Victoria.
Now it's Gandhi.
I had a feeling it was Gandhi. They're running away with everything.
Yep. All right. Let's see. Where do we begin? We're gonna begin in Ridley Scott believes. That's what happened there. I'm reading the word
We're gonna
believe.
believe.
We're gonna believe everything I just tell you.
Just believe me.
Ridley Scott believes this to be his most personal and complete movie.
Okay.
That's his own belief. I think me personally, I'd lean more towards Gladiator, but or Alien, but whatever. Howard was casted without Scott meeting him.
Who was casted?
Hauer or
Howard.
yeah, Hauer.
Howard.
Oh, Rucker Hauer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was casted without Scott meeting him. I guess Scott saw some of his work and said, "That's my guy."
Hmm.
No audition needed.
He zoomed it in.
After 2 weeks of filming, the movie was completely reshot. And the reason being is Scott was like, I don't like the way this looks. I don't like anything about it. We're scrapping it all and we're doing it again. You know,
Wow.
stick to what you know, I guess.
Yeah.
I can only imagine that day on set when Scott's like, cut all of it out.
Like, yeah. Yep.
It was tense on the set of this movie.
yeah, but cut all of it.
There was a possible Deckard who goes by the name of
Tom Cruise.
Huffman. No, it's Dustin Hoffman.
Oh. Tom Hoffman?
No.
Is that what you said?
Yeah. Yeah, Dustin could have been Deckard.
But he's busy doing Tootsie.
I'm not really sure how that would work out. I can't see it.
I'm trying to think of like All the President's Men. Like he can do that serious like straight drama, but
Yeah.
Harrison
know.
Ford has the just kind of the. It's kind of it's like God, Jack Nicholson in Chinatown. You know,
Right.
that's it. I don't see the strong noir vibes from Dustin Hoffman.
I mean, and I can't really see like the action stuff with Hoffman either.
Like, getting tossed around and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Closest thing I can think of with him doing anything actiony is Hook.
Right.
When I think of Dustin Hoffman, I just think of Hook.
No.
That's like
Which
the
is
first movie
weird.
that
He
popped
looks
up.
nothing like that. As Captain Hook, he looks nothing like that.
No, he doesn't sound like it either.
Completely changes.
I don't know how he did that voice.
To a 12-year-old, I'm huge.
Was that the only one?
That was it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ford. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you kind of danced around it a little bit, Matt. I don't know if you're wanting to save this for like more of a general topic, but in terms of Deckard, Ford says Deckard isn't a replicant. That's Harrison Ford,
Mhm.
and Ridley Scott says he is a replicant. So
Like,
again, I don't know. Did you want to talk? Are we talking about that later or?
I mean, we can bring it up, but like my big argument within this movie is there's not really anything that hints so strongly at him being a replicant or not. Like there's some random things that happen that's like, huh, that's strange, but it doesn't lead me to think like, oh, he's a replicant. I really have to like grasp at straws to find even the argument of whether he is or he isn't. Like, if somebody brought it up to me, sure, let's debate it, but I'm not seeing it. Go ahead, Nick.
There was only one moment that I had where I was like, "Oh, is he one of them? Like, is he a replicant as well?" But it was I think it was Roy. He says to like the blonde chick, he's like, "Oh, there's only 3 of us left, or there's only 2 of us left," and I was like trying to count in my head like how many had died, and they said there was like 6 total, and I was like, wait, is Harrison Ford's character one of them? And then nothing ever came out about that for the rest of the movie. But there was one moment where I had the thought. Yeah, go ahead, Brian.
There was one moment where I had the thought that he was a replicant, and only one moment. And it was based off of something that I noticed. The replicants had red eyes, red pupils, red. There was anything about a replicant, they had something red in their eye. And I don't remember because I was seeing it one time. I don't remember what scene, but there was at one point where Ford Deckard had red in his eye too, and I was like, I think he is a replicant as well. He's hunting his own. What an asshole!
I for the eye thing, I thought it was like the actual pupil. It was like this like reflected
Yeah,
translucent in the pupil. Like that's what made me think that they were that if you're a replicant or not. Because that I noticed versus the humans in
they're definitely they're
replicants.
in with the eyes. There was something red. I can't remember if it was pupils or the owl had like an entire
Yeah.
like red thing going on in his eyes, and I'm like, okay, red eyes mean replicant. Got it. And then I just don't remember when, but I could have sworn I saw um Deckard with red in his eye. Go ahead, Matt.
I love that you guys are bringing up the eyes for a bunch of reasons. One, I'm glad that you guys had something that kind of sparked that is he, isn't he kind of a thing. But what's interesting that you guys kind of noticing the eyes is the fact that the first guy that they go to, that the androids attack in the freezer, is the guy who specializes in eyes. So that I find interesting as well. The other thing that you guys brought up that I think is interesting that I know that they go further into it in the books is the artificial animals. I wish that was something that they kind of addressed more, something that they acknowledged a bit more. I think I'm probably breaking up a little bit, but we'll let it catch up. But yeah, I'm glad that you guys found something that kind of sparked that possibility, that intrigue of whether or not he is or he isn't. For me, the only moment that I had the question was when Rachel asked him, "Have you ever taken the test?" And he doesn't answer.
Hmm. Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yep.
That's a good one.
I missed that one.
Mhm.
That for me, that was the only moment when I had any kind of like oh, was that it? Like, but
Wow, that's funny that we all had different moments in that.
Yeah,
That's super interesting.
there are breadcrumbs to be found.
Yeah.
I know that there are. That's why I'm really curious about the other versions of this movie. If they have more obvious things that kind of lead to he is or he isn't. You know.
You know when you like if you shine a flashlight into like an animal's face and you see like the center of their pupil turns this kind of like gray white like translucent reflected kind of texture or color, like that is what I was seeing in the pupil of these replicants. I was like, that's odd.
All right. Uh, the look of Rachel is based on Joan Crawford. In case anyone was wondering that.
Joan Crawford.
Joan Crawford. Pretty. I think she was a pretty. I mean, she's a big name, but I think she was bigger in the 80s.
She used to be somebody.
She did. Based on Philip, or this movie is based on Philip K. Dick's novel, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? Is that it?
Yeah, it's in yellow.
Oh, so it's not even titled?
He changed the title in the new releases of the
Interesting.
book. He changed the title to match the movie.
Okay, but it actually the original title is
Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep?
yeah, that's the original title.
Yes.
That's such a weird title.
Yeah, so just why it doesn't make for a great movie title.
Speaking of movie titles, there were possible titles.
Ooh,
Now,
love these.
aren't as bad as we've had in the past, I will say. But they don't hit like Blade Runner hits. The first one was Android.
That's not bad.
The second option was Dangerous Days.
Very generic.
Sounds kind of boring.
And the third one really just threw me off entirely. I'm like, where are we going with this one, guys? Gotham City.
Yeah.
Like in Arkham?
Yes. Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah,
yes.
dude.
I'm so happy that that Kane did not sell the rights to that name. He's like, no, that's Batman City. Fuck off. You can't have it.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Gotham City? Anyway,
What
yeah,
what
so
is a
those-
Blade Runner? But why was that title picked for the movie? Like, what is that specifically?
It's from a completely different book. Blade Runner never came from the book.
Oh, because Deckard says he's a Blade Runner, but I'm like, what is it?
I get the impression that Ridley Scott found this name and he was like, "That's cool. We're using that instead." Because I don't remember, like, I don't think they have any special name in the book. Like, it's just they're just detectives. Like, they're just kind of police.
Like, I kind of wish that they went a little literal with it. Like, he had this long blade that dragged on the ground as he ran. You know, like I thought that would have been cool.
Would have been interesting.
Sparks going
Exactly.
by.
Yes, 100%, 100%. Yeah, like how badass would that be? And then put that in Gotham City.
Jeez. I think
Batman.
Harrison Ford is Batman.
I think the name Blade Runner, what it came from, was in reference to people who were like illegally dealing surgical equipment. It was like what that story was using that name for was people who were basically just dealing in black market surgical equipment. So blades,
It's funny.
blade running.
It's fun.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get those black market scalpels.
I don't know the story. I don't know. Again, I'm pretty sure it was called Blade Runner.
Matt, it's funny you say that because there's a portion of Stockton Boulevard in South Sacramento that's called the Blade because there's a lot of prostitution that happens there.
Interesting.
So I wonder if Blade has something to do with like illegal activity in general.
I don't know. I think it's interesting that for prostitution they call it Blade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is a very generic fact, but Tears in Rain speech was a team effort. I figured the whole movie's a team effort, but we'll go with that.
They kind of they were rewriting the script constantly, but that speech was essentially created by Rutger Hauer. Like it was his idea. He kind of improv'd it, but they worked together to kind of fine tune the speech of it all.
Okay.
So it wasn't part of the original script. But it's some profound
Gotcha.
shit to say at the end of a movie right before you die.
Yeah. There's a painting done by Edward Hopper. It is called Nighthawks, and that is what inspired the look of the movie.
Ooh, I'm gonna look that
I
up.
was gonna say,
Yeah, check it out.
Oh, you can't show us. Who was
It's
the
called
artist you said?
The Nighthawks.
No, Nighthawks, one word.
Is it NIGHT?
NIGHT HAWKS.
Oh, I've seen this before.
That?
That's what inspired the look of the movie.
My God.
Oh wow, yeah, I've seen this lots of times in films.
I've never known that was called Nighthawks. My God, they make a reference to that in frickin' That 70s Show. It's insane.
Oh my god, they have this. They have the Spider-Man, like the three
Oh,
Spider-Man
yeah.
pointing at each other in front of it.
I could see that
And
though.
then, sadly, this is the last one, and always got to end on a good note. Philip K. Dick, the author of the Electric Sheep thing,
You could just call it Blade Runner.
Blade Runner,
Deal.
unfortunately died 3 months before the movie's release.
Oh, that is sad.
Wow.
So he never even got to see what the end result of the movie was, of the novel that he made.
I mean, he probably got to see like edits and like rough cuts and stuff. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he got to see like the first 20 minutes or something.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, so
part of me thinks that's why it's taken
Okay.
them so long to like get the final cut, They've had to re-edit it multiple times because like it's just not perfect yet. It's just not perfect yet. It's not how Philip would have wanted it.
yeah,
Yeah.
we owe it to Phil.
Do it for the
Yeah.
dick.
He's all arguing at the funeral. It's not what he wanted. Re-edit it.
Does anyone have anything that they know about this movie that I didn't mention, or anything?
Well, fun fact: we know Sean Young from Stripes. If anybody remembers that,
Oh wow, that's way back.
yeah, she was in
Oh,
Stripes.
that was a Josh pick.
It was a Josh pig.
Yeah, why do I remember that? I don't.
Oh.
Or
Yeah,
Fred?
she's one of the MPs. I'm trying to think back to the book. Like, like I said, there's lots of tension on set. Apparently, Ridley did some interview back in the UK, and basically he said he preferred working with the British set crews versus American ones. And he said something along the lines of, if I ask somebody for something here, they're just like, absolutely, governor, and like go and get it or do whatever, it's like, don't get that with American unions and all that stuff. So his crew, when he came back, or somebody had found out about it, but when he got back to set, they were wearing T-shirts that basically said "gov my ass" or something, or like essentially like saying we saw your interview and fuck you.
Yeah.
And he decided to come up with a T-shirt in response that was like "xenophobia sucks" and wore a hat that said "gov." So like there was some tensions on the set of this. If I'm not mistaken, Harrison Ford had a miserable time filming this movie, and he didn't get along with Ridley Scott either. So this was a tough one, with Ridley Scott being very like having perfectionist needs with this movie and making things happen a very specific way, was driving people nuts. But yeah, trying to remember if there was anything else. No, I think that's it. Yeah, I actually, if I'm not mistaken, I feel like this was a big return for Ridley Scott. Like, he was not having success in Hollywood after Alien or something, so this is a big deal for him. Excuse me.
Okay.
But yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got.
Well,
so.
he turned out just fine.
I think he did. Yeah, he's.
I mean, Gladiator 2, wasn't that last year?
Yeah. Well, he just got. I mean, I shouldn't say he just got, but he's been knighted. I mean, the dude he's doing just fine.
That's right. He is. He's Sir Ridley
Sir
Scott.
Ridley Scott.
Yeah.
He is fine. Yeah, I think that's it. All right, we're ready for a quick break. Everybody to go get some food, something to drink, and we'll be back. Perfect. Sounds good.
Let's do it. If it's not quick, it never's quick. It's like 10, 15 minutes.
Ish. Quick-ish.
Now we can see your shirt.
Yup.
Yeah, you went there recently, right?
Yeah, we went last July, I believe.
Was it last year?
Yeah,
Yeah, that sounds right.
that's where I got this.
Yeah, I figured. uh, yeah, how was it though? Like, what was your favorite part? I've never
I
been,
mean,
so I'm curious.
yeah, that was my first time going. So it was, I don't even know, man. I was having so much fun in that park. Like it was just, it's just movie central, and you're walking around and you just get to see the representation of these like iconic films and whatnot. And then we also did the Universal tour, like the bus tour or whatever. And I mean, I almost lost my mind on that tour because you got to see they brought you right into the square that they filmed Back to the Future in.
Oh, that's cool.
And I'm like, this is where they filmed Back to the Future. Like this is where it happens.
The future is now. I am here. I am
Yeah.
back to the future.
And then all of a sudden, like you keep going around on the tour, and then all of a sudden, boom, there's Psycho House. I'm like, I don't even know what to do with myself right now. Like I was just like fanboying out like crazy.
Wait, is that where they actually filmed it, or is it just
Yeah,
like a replica
it's
of it?
the actual no, it's the actual place where they filmed. They had the Psycho House up top. They had the whole Bates Motel set was still there.
Wow,
It's all right there.
that's
And I'm
incredible.
just like, this is where they filmed one of America's most iconic um horror
Slasher.
slasher
Yeah.
whatever you want to like one of the most important films to that genre happened right
In
here.
history, yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, did you guys know that in 1960 like you would be making the history that you have, you know? And like you're just looking at the set and what they had to work with and how they I'm like, this is what you had to work with and this is the movie that you gave. Like it was so cool.
Oh man, yeah, that's on a bucket list to go there one of
Yeah.
these
I mean, if you go, I mean, Jackie and Gare absolutely love going. They live 5 minutes away from it too.
Oh wow, I heard tickets are like 300 and something dollars for the day or something
I
like
don't
that.
remember what we did, like, because I know Jackie and Gare do a season pass,
Yeah.
but I don't blame them. I would do a season pass too if
Gotta
I
make
lived
my
that
daily stop to the Psycho House.
if I lived that close to it. I would just be like, I mean, I'll go to the what is it, the Three Broomsticks for dinner. That sounds great.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of like the Disneyland for movies.
Yes.
Essentially, yeah.
Ironically, Disneyland is right in the area too.
Right, right. And then I think Knott's Berry Farm is in that area too, which I've never been as well.
Yeah, no, I haven't been to Knott's since I was a kid.
Mm.
The other place I'd want to go that I haven't gone to is the WB tour,
Mm.
where you can actually go in the WB studios.
I've heard it's not as cool, but probably still cool.
I would think it's pretty cool because obviously they have like live shows and things that are being filmed there, so you might get a chance of running into one of your favorite shows that's on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Did you ever get to? Well, I don't know if this is still a thing, but I heard that at Universal they have like the set of Friends, and like you can sit on the couch or something.
I thought that was WB, not Universal.
What is that?
Yeah, that's what I
Mm.
thought.
Okay. So I'm assuming you didn't see it at Universal. Yeah.
No.
Is that WB?
No, on Universal you see that. You also get to see like generic sets that they use where it's like, okay, if we're doing a film that's in New York, this is that the city set that we use because it looks like New York. Or say you have a foreign film and then they take you to like this area that could be Paris or Italy or what. I'm like, this is so awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking like for me and Sammy for our 1 year anniversary of going to like Tahoe or something, or like going up to like Fort Bragg. Now you got me thinking, oh man, maybe we should just do Universal.
That'd be fun.
Or check out the WB because then we can live at WB vicariously through you since
Yeah.
we're at Universal already.
Yeah, each of us can visit one place, and then we just tell each other our experience, and we all experience it.
It's like I'm there.
Exactly.
Yeah. Your voice puts me in that location.
I can feel the couch. Yeah, the more I think about it, I'm pretty sure WB Studios is where Friends was filmed.
Well, I typed in Google, I said, "Is Friends WB?" And then all that popped up was Friends with Benefits movie. I was like, oh, okay.
That's not it.
I think they may have used the WB backlot for it, for like the fountain scene.
Oh, was that it?
But I don't know because technically Friends was released, I think, by NBC.
Oh, it says, yeah, Friends is not produced by WB, but they did distribute the show. It was not created by them.
I was gonna say, I think they may have. I
So
think
they
they may have
filmed
used the
it. They did
backlot.
film it at WB Studios.
It was produced by Bryant Kaufman Crane Productions in association with Warner Brothers Television Studios.
Yeah, so I think they did, and I'm pretty sure Gilmore Girls filmed at WB as well. So you could probably see, if I remember correctly, I haven't gone again, but I'm pretty sure you can see Stars Hollow set there.
I think at Universal, the backlot, the like those things where it's oh God, it's the this town square, I guess is the best way to describe it. But that whole set with all of the cityscape and everything, like the New York City cityscape and all that stuff, you can see on the Universal tour.
You definitely can.
Oh, you recognize there were so many spots on in Gilmore Girls where I was like, that's in Friends. Like that's in Friends. And it's just like it's random door stoops is the worst part. Like you can just they do a great job of dressing these things up to where they feel unique. But a certain door stoop with a certain color door, it's just like, yeah, that's way too familiar.
Yeah.
But I think it's a combination of like Universal and the WB lots. Like I think they use those things for different reasons. But yeah, go ahead, Jen.
Oh, that makes sense.
I just wanted to let you guys know I'll disappear for a few minutes. I'm gonna do like a little walk, but I'll still be here, but you won't see me. I'm just gonna walk because it helps with my digestion.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, feel free
After
to just
this,
kind of
I'll just
shout out. All right. Are you guys ready to come back? Love it. Two
Ready to
thumbs
rock
up.
and roll?
Let's do it.
Run some blades.
I was partially trying to like shake out, some of the congestion. It didn't help, but that was fun. Welcome back to GoodFlickas, home of the GoodFlickas. Can you take our critiques? Let's find out as we dive into tonight's movie, Blade Runner. And what better place to begin than the very beginning? A very good place to start. I wanted to talk about the credits real fast because this was something that was just very slow. And I want to say we brought this kind of thing up with Jaws, where like the intro music and stuff and everything does such a great job of setting you up for what you're about to see. And I think that's one of the best things about what Ridley Scott does here is he really does kind of set the tone for what you're about to see. So I think you can kind of tell right off the bat, I'm like, okay, this is going to be a slow burn because you're getting the slowest orchestral music to the slowest titles, and it's creating a mood for sure. And then when you finally get visuals and it's LA on fire, the craziest part about it being the 2019 timeline that it drops there. It's just like, oh shit, that's the past. We've hit that point in history that a futuristic movie is officially in the past. Always a fun time when you look back at those things. So yeah, I think this movie does a good job of kind of setting the tone for the rest of the movie. But I think like for many people, it's going to be difficult to keep their attention. I think this is the time where a lot of people are like, okay, I'm going to run to the bathroom real fast. It seems like I've got some time. I'm going to grab some snacks. You guys want anything to drink? It's that I can absolutely see that happening with folks going into this movie is like, oh, I've got time. I'll be back. So I while I enjoy it, I also see the major downsides to it, and even kind of falling susceptible to it myself at times. But what did you guys think? Any thoughts on the opening of this movie and its intro to dystopian LA? Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, I hated the credits. I don't mind like the like the idea of setting you up for the movie. I just the fade in or the crossfade of the text was just boring. Like,
Yeah.
just make it a little bit visually more interesting, rather than just like white text fade in, white text fade out, white text fade in, white text fade out. And then they did the same thing with the title drop, except it was red. Ooh. Um, I just would have liked a little bit of like a cool like visual to go with it. It just seemed like not interesting at all to me. But then once you go into the the plane shot of LA's explosions, just like, oh, okay, well now we're into some action, but like, those credits don't like they don't match that first shot. So it was very off to me. And actually, that's part of the reason why I docked my score was because of the very beginning of this movie.
I think I did exactly what you said, Matt. Just kind of like, well, I'm just gonna get up for a little bit because I can. And I went to like do some dishes or something. I came back.
I totally see
I
that.
felt like I missed nothing.
I think about How I Met Your Mother when Ted is watching Star Wars with Stella for the first time, and she's just like, "Oh, it's
Yeah.
just some words scrolling through space." Like I'm actually gonna read it. And it's just like, like, that's the type of person that I'm like, oh yeah, it's whatever. Nothing's happening. It's just names slowly coming up on the screen. I got time. I totally get it. Totally get it.
That's a good. That's a good idea, Bear. Let's go do that.
Oh God. Damn you, Elliot. Hurts.
Oh,
It
forgot about
hurts.
the text. Yeah.
It hurts. Go ahead, Brian.
Just a couple of comments on the intro. The first part or the first one I noticed is when I had to read the story,
Mhm.
and I started to read the story. I'm like, I think this is gonna be a movie that's not for Brian. Like when I get into like androids and replicants Nexus 6, I'm like, nope, we are already not talking the language that I'd want to be reading, you know. So I kind of had a feeling of that. And then when all of a sudden you see November 2019, my little dark humor goes off and they show like LA 2019, and I'm like, so that's how COVID began. It all makes
Yep.
sense.
Yep.
And we were over here blaming it on bats.
It was
But yeah,
it was
so
Roy
crazy when you
Batty.
see like LA 2019, and you're like, yeah, no, LA 2019 does not look like that, my dudes.
Wait a minute. COVID caused by bats. The intro looks like is what started COVID. This could have been Gotham City.
Batman. Yeah. It all comes back to
They could have had it.
comes back to Bruce Wayne.
What I'll say to add to Brian about the scrolling text. I don't know if you guys had this realization, but I started to read it, and then the line that I was on like kept moving up towards the top of the screen. I'm like, oh no, I gotta read faster so I can get back to the middle of the screen. I was like, oh man, this is like too much reading to do at
Yeah,
once.
the timing on those always are rough, man.
Yeah,
I
go for Matt.
No, same. I am a slow reader, and this I was like, I think I made it through like the first 3 lines. I was like, oh, this is gonna be rough. I literally was pausing play. Like it was a little too fast for me. I don't think it was too much. I
Yeah.
actually enjoyed the fact that like it sets everything up that you need to know as far as like the technology, what's going on. I'm like, okay, this is the big deal. This is what's happening. Go. Like it does a good job, and I don't think it's too much, but I think it's too fast.
Yeah,
It-
they should have slowed it down a little bit.
Yeah. Which
It also
ironic,
probably
right?
didn't
Everything else
help.
is so slow, yet the intro words are fast as
Right.
hell. Like,
Yeah.
this is not the time for you to
It
be
also
quick.
probably didn't help because as I'm trying to read it, I've got do in my head.
Oh my God.
I'm like, we're off to a pretty rocky start right here, guys.
It did kind of feel like Superman-y at times.
Yeah.
The thing I don't like about this like scrolling text thing, like for some reason in Star Wars it works because it's not like too much information that they give you. It's kind of like easygoing information, but this one was just like, here's like the entire universe in a paragraph. And I'm just
Nick,
like, whoa, it's too much. It's too much.
The only reason Star Wars works as good as it works
Because of the song.
is because of John Williams' score that he put behind it.
Yeah.
It hits so hard, and this is coming from a non-Star Wars fan, guys. That intro hits so fucking hard when
Slaps.
the orchestra kicks off, and you're just like, I will read this paragraph with all my mind.
You're like, attention, soldier. Like,
Yeah, it's like that. Wherever that's not it, but anyway.
And then you go into
In
Mars.
a
I
galaxy
can't
far,
get
far
it.
away.
I can't get it, but man, that thing hits so hard, and that's the reason why that intro works. Not to mention it's like slanted text that like gets smaller and smaller and smaller, which is kind of cool. Versus like we're just gonna make it go straight up, down, vertical from down below up your screen and disappear.
Yeah.
They're just like, no, we're 3D in this bitch. Like,
Well, that was my complaint with the credits in this one. There's just nothing interesting visually with them. Like, yeah, like with the Star Wars intro, it's like you have space and like these textures going like
bright
3D
yellow
away
font,
from you.
it's-
Yeah, yeah.
It's space background. They made the font look like a spaceship, and I mean, it's very creative.
Like a road. Yeah.
I agree. The intro
it's
is
the
not.
score.
It's
the
not
score
exciting.
that really just slams.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think there's anything more that we really need to dig into on intro unless there's more things you want to talk about. But like, I agree. It is a slow start, and I think he did a better job in Alien of like kind of keeping it slow, but giving us credits over a visual, right? Like we're passing through a spaceship, and it's like it's putting us into that setting versus this where it's like it's just names. And the score
also
isn't
gave,
as strong.
He also gave that crazy font change in Alien, like the title Alien.
Yeah,
I was
just
God,
thinking
that is
that.
so awesome.
It
I don't know
was so
how they
cool.
did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the intro. And this is the other thing that I think about right now as we're talking, like, after the first 2 weeks of filming, they were 2 weeks behind. Like, this movie had its problems in the filmmaking and like the getting it done phase. There was something where I forgot about this fact, but I'm pretty sure that after principal photography was done, Ridley Scott and I'm blanking on the editor's name were essentially fired from the film, and it was taken over by the producers. They eventually brought them back on, but it was
wow.
apparently, yeah, there were so many issues with the making of this movie, and it got so far behind. I think the budget like skyrocketed from what it should have been, which was that was the story at this time period. Like, to make good quality sci-fi, you got to put money into it. But of course, this was also in the time when people were trying to figure out how to do it as well. So it's trial and error.
Yeah.
You got to be willing to spend money to make money. But yeah, this one, I wish it had done a better job of introing the movie and really making it more interesting and fun, or at least introing the world that way. I mean, hell, showing us the dilapidated, fiery hellscape that is LA and giving us the scroll then. I'm like, at least then there's some movement happening here. But
Do we even know what was exploding, or was that just? Up to your imagination.
I think it's up to your imagination, honestly, because it wasn't part of
okay.
the city. It looked like maybe like the desert or something had been kind of turned into like these are chimneys for things, because you could see that it was expelling fire as if it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, it looked more industrial than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's where anybody was living, but still, that would have been a good time to have the visual of like slow moving text going. In hell, give it that like fade away that Star Wars has, right? Like put it at an angle and make it disappear along with the hellscape and just blow it up in fire. Who cares? But
Or even
I don't think they had the
even
time.
like a lot of the lighting in this movie, it's like spotlights like moving from like left to right. You know what I'm talking about? They could have done something like that where like every time the light beam moves or like swipes across the screen, it reveals the credit, and then the light will come back, and then
Hmm.
It
and then,
stays on.
You know, as it's erasing that credit, it brings the new name up.
Yeah.
You know,
Kind of keeping the tone of the movie.
exactly. Yeah.
I like that. And that's simple.
Yeah, very simple.
It's effective.
Yeah. And that would definitely put you more into like the noir side of things with this.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
All right.
Memories.
All right. Yeah, let's hop into memories.
Mhm.
Let's go with Jen.
Oh, all right, I got my first one. I got my first one that came to mind.
Go ahead.
I think Brian, you might have a title for this one, but
I actually have no titles for any,
oh really? Okay.
but I can try to come up with one on the
Yeah,
fly.
sure, if you want, no pressure. But yeah, when I think of Blade Runner, I think of this scene or the moment when what was it, Pris?
Mhm.
Is it Priest or Pris?
Pris.
Pris, when she does that backflip and then gets shot in the head.
Yeah.
Like that,
Oh.
I was just like that was an actual jaw-dropping moment for me with this movie.
Her death scene where she's just like convulsing on the ground after being shot. That was terrifying. I mean,
that's the memory.
yeah. That was a hard death to watch.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Can I go?
You got one, Jen?
Yeah, go for it.
It's kind of similar to Nick's, but minus the death. Just like that girl's just like signature backflip move or front, even like a cartwheel move was just super cool. And that's probably like my favorite thing about this movie.
her little backbend backflip thingy.
Yeah, but even like when she appears like in this other scene, like this one where she does like a cartwheel into like the picture, but she's like that was like when we're introduced to the kind of that lonely guy. I want to say he's lonely. He had like the little midget friends
Those were
I like
toys
The
that
toys.
he made. Yeah.
Yeah.
that looked terrified to even be there. So it was like the intro to them coming together. She like does a cartwheel in the background where he's sitting.
But that's not the same one where she gets shot. That's just
No,
how
no, no.
she does that.
I'm just talking about her athleticism in general.
Oh yeah.
It's funny that our first two memories are that, or her doing aerobics.
Yeah.
She's a mermaid. What do you expect?
It shows. It shows.
Yeah, just while Brian, do you have a memory? Do you need a sec?
I guess I got the one quick little moment, and I'm just gonna call it I can see your point. And this is where, if I remember, is it his father? Is he the son? I don't know. I got confused on certain things. But who Batty is the white hair guy, right?
Yes, last one to die.
Okay, he's the son of Glasses guy, right?
Tyrell. Tyrell is the creator. He's the guy.
He's a creator.
He's the guy who
Okay.
designs these guys.
Right. So this is when he decides to just grab Batty grabs him by his face
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
and then proceeds to shove his thumbs right through his eyeballs
Mm-hmm.
and crushes his skull with his bare hands. I'm like,
It was gross.
now that is something I probably won't forget.
Yeah,
um,
the deaths in this movie are quite something.
they were quite surprising. That one in particular. Any of
That's
you
why I
guys
called
watch
it,
Game of
I can
Thrones?
see your point.
Yeah, yeah, I
Nice,
could see your point.
nice.
Lovely. Um, have any of you guys seen Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Like,
Do you remember when the Mountain is fighting? It's the Mandalorian. I can't remember his name, but he's fighting, I think, for Tyrion. But he's going up against the Mountain, and the Mountain gets like poisoned. He's losing the fight, and all of a sudden he just kind of like spurts alive. And as he's dying, he basically takes Pedro Pascal's head and just squeezes it and pops it like a zit,
Yes.
just like this.
Yes.
Like,
This is like towards the end, right?
yeah, because the Mountain dies from that too, so they both die.
Right.
But then the Mountain comes back as a zombie.
I don't remember. I know the Mountain, but I don't remember what he looked like. But
You know, other than I think like maybe season 1 or season 2, you never really see him without his helmet and everything on. He's just a giant dude in a suit of armor.
that's right. That's right. Yeah.
He's the Hound's brother, the guy who like
Yes.
burned his face and all that. So, yeah, but yeah, that kill of taking a guy's head and squashing it like a freaking bug,
Yeah.
squeezing it like a melon. That I was surprised to see that in this movie and done to what I would say is the exact same quality. Like that was really good.
It was like
Graphic.
grab, stick, squeeze. I was like, whoa.
You could hear the bones crunching before he ever gets his thumbs into his eyeballs.
Yes.
Like, oh man,
I was wearing headphones. And like I could hear everything.
that was
Yeah.
slow and painful.
The word crepitus comes to mind.
What? Crepitus?
Crepitus.
What's that?
Crackling of bones.
Ew.
It's what I need to listen for sometimes.
Why is there not a horror movie called that?
that's a fantastic
great
name for.
Is that more than just like the cracking your knuckles
Yeah.
sound? It's more than that, or it
Way
is
more
that?
than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can't demonstrate it.
No, it's you listen for crepitus because it's like the indication that there's definitely some type of break going on or has gone on or yeah.
Gross.
Repetitious. That should have been one of the Spartacus characters' names.
Maybe it was originally.
Repetitious.
Crepitus. That is, oh man, that's nuts. That would make a great horror film. Like just great title, Crepitus. Oh,
Great title.
Just like the Crepitus. Yeah.
The bone
I
cracker.
think that's one where it's no the, it's just Crepitus.
Just crepitus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just
I agree.
Crepitus. No the. It's so ominous with Crepitus, especially
Yep.
it's like that tells you nothing other than when you look it up, it's the cracking of bones. Like, oh, that's fucking gnarly.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Fully.
You heard it-
You
heard it here first.
Field day with that movie.
You know what? I'm pitching this title to Cody. He's been working on horror films. This sounds like a fun one that he could use.
Yeah. I've never seen anything like it. But yeah.
I'm gonna Spielberg it. We're gonna talk about Blade Runner. I'm gonna write Crepitus.
Nice.
Like it.
Now,
Okay.
did you have a memory, or did you already say it?
I'm trying to think of like what I would.
So far, we have 2 deaths and 1 gymnastics flip.
So,
Blade Runner.
yeah, I think other than the obvious, the crazy drawn out fight between Roy and Decker, at the end when you get the great speech, because I know we're going to talk about that. The other memory that I have would be, it's Rachel taking the Voight Comp test, where it's just like everything about how it's shot, the setup, like for me, everything felt so classic noir, and I loved the design of everything. I loved how it was all set up. and just her sitting there as she goes to take this test, and the whole "do you mind if I smoke" thing. I'm like, okay, this feels like straight noir, like taking me back to Double Indemnity kind of stuff, like old school noir. She's got the hairstyle that just feels 1950s noir. It's fantastic. So the design of that, the shots of it all, like, and this was the thing where at first I thought I was really gonna dislike the darkness of this movie, but I think it is balanced really well, and then the design of it is fantastic. It's not just dark for the sake of, oh, we're trying to hide whatever. It's like, no, it's dark for a reason, because that's the grittiness of this world, but also it really solidifies the whole mystery, and noir is the best title for it. Like, it's the best way to describe it. That it solidifies that look with those harsh shadows of the darkness, because that's kind of how all noir used to be. But it's balanced so well with the subject matter in this, but also the neon, the lights, like everything that this movie kind of creates. This I think this is like the discovery of cyberpunk as a visual thing. Like, this is the beginning of cyberpunk visually. So things that like the Matrix leads to, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's all the pieces are there, and I think this whole scene is beautiful. Go ahead, Nick.
You just said it, but I was gonna say that this movie is like cyberpunk meets film noir, and like if they had a baby, this is what they would have.
Because the science fiction writer that I've been trying to read the most is Alfred Bester, who's also known for like cyberpunk kind of stuff. But this is like the visual that my brain always goes to when I'm reading these kind of science fiction movie or science fiction books. Like, if it feels this kind of noir mystery sort of thing, if it feels like cyberpunky in any way, the visual I have is Blade Runner. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, you mentioned the smoking.
Yeah.
With her wanting to light up a cigarette. Um, like that to me made me think two things. Usually, like that might make her appear more human if she wanted to smoke a cigarette, because like what robot would really want to do that or could do that. Um, but I just want to talk about the smoke in general in this movie. I think there's a lot of use of smoke, and it's just it really does, like the smoke on the screen like adds this layer that's on top of like the neon lights and like the light in the dark. It just really gives it this like what's the word I'm looking for, like mystery, I guess, because it's kind of like putting a layer on covering up these replicants of like, oh, maybe we can't fully see who they are. They're trying to kind of disguise themselves as trying to look human like the rest of them. So I just think the use of smoke in this movie is really really well done. Like all the sewers, like the steam that comes out of all the sewers, the fires and the cigarettes. It's all really cool. Hey, Jen? Yeah.
I just wanted to say with this scene or like this line, what I thought of was I want to say it's like it's similar to that painting, the Hawkins painting, but there's another painting that was like "Mind if I smoke," and then that guy says like "Care if I die," and it's like in this like old timey like 50s bar type scene.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder if that's where who came first. I don't know, the painting or maybe they used another painting for inspiration, because isn't that the care my like care if I die, that's what he says in the movie, right? What
No,
does he
he says it won't affect the test.
Oh, it won't affect the test. Okay, well in my head I was in the painting. And he says care if I die.
You're killing me with your secondhand smoke. Go ahead, Brian.
It's so interesting where all of our minds went on the smoking scene. I don't think any of us were watching the movie, because when I saw this, where my mind went, and I know that this is uh, in the future of this movie is a little movie called Basic Instinct, and it sounds like Matt already knows where I'm going with
Oh,
this.
I know exactly where you're going with this.
And this is when Sharon Stone is basically about to be interrogated by the police officer or actually by the detectives, and she ends up just commanding this entire room with not only her mind but her body as well. And it makes me question and wonder if some of this scene was inspired for the Basic Instinct scene with the demeanor that Sharon Stone brought and the as Matt you were saying, like the noir thing, because you can most argue that scene in Basic Instinct is kind of noir-y with the way that she's composing herself, the tone of her voice, things like that. So it just that's kind of where my mind went after watching this one. Go ahead.
Yeah, I could certainly see the connection. It's the femme fatale of noir is what that character is, what Rachel is, what Sharon Stone. I don't remember what her character's name is.
Yeah,
But that moment is so iconic. I know exactly what you're talking about.
everyone knows the moment.
The moment, the most paused moment on VHS ever. Yeah, I definitely I could see this as being inspiration for her. Absolutely. I want to say that, like, as far as noir goes, it's a very typical like archetype for the female character. Like, it's the femme fatale. It has its own name, and it's like it's a design. It's an idea of what a character should be like. But
What name are you saying?
femme fatale.
I've not heard of this before.
Is it French for
It's
like
French, yeah,
like
it's
a fatal
like
woman?
Fatal woman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
like a woman that could kill you, essentially. Yeah.
basically like she
Interesting.
she appears beautiful and non-threatening, but in actuality is very dangerous.
Hmm.
A lot of times in like old noir films, they are the ones who show up with like, I've got a problem, but turns out like they are the problem.
Now you
Yeah,
have a problem.
exactly. Like it's one of those kind of things. So I mean,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like good examples. So technically,
Fatal Attraction is what comes to mind.
well, and that's man, I'm blanking
Glenn
on
Close.
Fatal Attraction. Is
It's
that
Glenn Close, Michael Douglas?
But is that the one where she boils the rabbit?
Yes.
Spoiler
I
alert.
was gonna say, yeah,
Spoiler
that's the
alert.
one.
Yeah. Yes
like-
and no for that one. I think like in the noir sense of things, it's typically like for Who Framed Roger Rabbit, it would be Jessica
I
Rabbit.
was just about to say
Yeah.
Jessica Rabbit.
Yes, it'd be Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah.
Got it.
So in
Okay.
that case, where it's like, she seems like she's the bad guy, but she also seems like she's the good guy. Like it's kind of
Right.
like, what side is she on, sort of a thing. If you've seen Chinatown, I'm blanking on her name, but it's the woman who essentially goes to Jack Nicholson, who's like looking for her daughter, I think.
Oh, I'm not gonna get it.
Yeah,
Don't even wait for me.
that's fine. Yeah, gosh, like, and the other one that's coming to mind is the Maltese Falcon, but I can't remember. But like, all of those movies tend to have a female character that is known as like the femme fatale. Typically, they're like one, if not the only female character in the movie, but they have this mystery about them of like I feel like the parody that you often get is like the detective is in his office and is like, it was a cold and windy day. Little did I know trouble was waiting for me just outside that door. Knock, knock, knock. And it's a woman at the door who's covered in, soaking wet. And she's like, I didn't know that she had a problem then, but I knew she was going to have a problem. Whatever.
Oh
You-
yeah,
you-
it's like Sin City's Goldie.
Exactly. Yes.
Got it.
Yes. It's that kind of thing of like, in these noir films with like a detective of sorts, it's always like, I was just out of the game, or I was like, I'm just trying to get like, it's like they're having some hard time,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden this woman comes in. It's like, and she was about to make my life worse, but I didn't know it at the time.
Yes.
So that tends to be what. So yes, that's what Rachel is. That's kind of what Sharon Stone's character is like in those moments of just this woman who is commanding and she kind of toes that line of good, bad, right, wrong. Like, you don't quite understand them until you understand them.
Like Angelina Jolie, she's a good example of a lot. She plays a lot of like femme fatale, like the Tomb Raider, or is it, Laura Croft, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I feel like we always know she's a good person, but Salt would be a good example where we're trying to figure out if she's a Russian spy or not.
Or Wanted.
Wanted is a good
Or
one.
Mr. and Mrs.
Well,
Smith.
maybe no. Wanted's too. Yeah, one is not very mysterious. You know that they're assassins.
I guess Mr. and Mrs. Smith would be the same, right?
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
A little breakdown of that character arc.
Yeah, I like it.
I will say, just on Rachel's hairstyle, like that look is as iconic to me, or like as synonymous with this movie as like Princess Leia's cinnamon roll buns, right? Like she has them for one movie, and we move on, but everybody associates Leia with that, right? Awful hair. But to me, like when I see this hairstyle, I immediately go to Rachel. Like that's what I see as this movie, and God, when this is just me not understanding how hairstyles work. She's taking her hair out of like these crazy rolls that she has, and it's just the wildest, curliest hair. And I'm like, damn.
Yeah, it's the hair of the '80s.
It's just so much. I'm like the amount of work that had to go into getting her hair to be that way. And I'm like, my God.
The hairdresser sitting behind scenes. This better be a one take.
So yeah, I swear to God, I'm not doing her hair again.
I swear to God, if I had to put that shit back together.
But you know what? Also, too, it's like in the '80s, this was a big thing where like powerful women wore these like jackets that made their shoulders look wider.
Called shoulder pads.
too.
The shoulder pads. Yeah. I was like, damn, like that's a powerful woman. Yeah.
God, she looked great. Like to me, she had the best like femme fatale kind of look. Like so, Daryl Hannah, who plays Pris, I think she does like she kind of has this sort of quality as well. But to me, she always feels a bit dangerous. Like the moment that we see her, she seems to be just kind of like this person who's struggling on the street and she's trying to find a place to stay. She huddles under some trash essentially, and then he shows up and, oh, you found me, and she freaks out. I think this was an accident, by the way. I don't think her arm was supposed to go through that window, but they kept it in.
Oh,
I don't know why. That to me, like they were all very nonchalant about her arm went through a window, and nobody's freaking out about like this car needing its window replaced, and like to me that felt like an accident that you guys went along with.
yeah.
But in those early moments, she's kind of playing that like femme fatale sort of thing of like, we don't know who she is. We probably have a good idea of like, we can guess, but we don't know who she is. And in that moment, she seems very vulnerable and very scared. But the second that it's like, do you want to come in? She's like, was hoping you'd say that. Bam, there's the switch. Like you see
her smile.
You see her change in that moment. And I really like that because just with the look, you're like, ooh, she's a baddie. Like, you know, like you can see the turn of like, it's like that Harley Quinn kind of look, right? Of all of a sudden you go from sweet and innocent to she's gonna turn on you and she won't be crazy. Go ahead, Jen.
Their theme song is Man Eater.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, Jen.
Oh, I was gonna comment on the whole like glass breaking and like just people that was something that I noticed about this movie was there was actually a lot of like people going through glass, and it made me wonder if like this was the year of like when the whole sugar glass came out, because I did feel like it was quite excessive, like unnecessary amount of people going through glass in this movie. It's like it wasn't killing them. Like, what's the point of going through the glass other than like a cool effect, I guess?
It looks cool.
I guess after like the 500th time, though, it's kind of over it.
I am kind of curious just now that you've brought that up, because For me,
I'm checking right now.
I didn't enjoy. Oh god, now I'm blanking on her name. Zura,
Sora.
the woman with the snake who ends up getting shot. Like
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy her crashes through the glass. Like, and it wasn't that she did anything wrong. To me, it was the glass breaking itself. It felt like it was breaking in too big of chunks. You know, like nowadays when people are breaking through glass, it's just
Like, more fine.
it shatters. You know, like
yeah.
glass becomes freaking powder. Is how like it. But these ones, it was breaking into just like such big chunks of glass, and it was like it feels weird. And I don't know if it was the techniques at the time, but I feel like these older movies, like 70s and 80s, whether it was sugar glass or not, it kind of had that weird break to it. I didn't like it either. But I did think it was hilarious that freaking Roy slams his head through a wall.
Oh yeah.
The hand was one thing, the head was another. I'm like, that was insane.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, there was an excessive amount of glass breaking in this movie, and I don't know.
Wow, nobody knows when sugar glass was first used in movies.
I mean, it had to have been before the 80s because, like, the beginning must have been like beer bottles or like root beer bottles, you know, being broken over someone's head. Like, that goes back farther.
Yeah, the closest I've got is sugar glass has been used in movies since Hollywood's early days.
Yeah.
So,
Probably like the comedy stuff, like the Buster Keaton,
Yeah.
Chaplin days. Like, that has to be.
Oh, it's also been used in film and theater as well.
I mean, I've
So-
always had special effects.
Before movies was theater, so I bet you
Yeah.
it's probably well before this.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this one didn't do a good job.
I didn't mind the glass breaking scene, honestly. I thought it was kind of cool.
I didn't like how the things broke. Like it was big chunks. I'm like, I want. You know how like nowadays when somebody shoots glass and it just like it shatters.
Yeah.
Like the shatter is so much more pleasing to me than giant shards of glass, and I'm like, it looks like you're just gonna impale yourselves on those things. So it's
Yeah.
not like you're not surviving running through this glass because you're just running into a giant shard.
See, that's not where my focus was. My focus was on her getting shot, and then like that clear jacket that was getting blood all over it. You know, like that. I wasn't really looking at the glass shards themselves, but I knew she was breaking the glass, but I wasn't focusing on like the size of the shards.
Yeah, I think because the size of it almost looks like it wasn't connecting. Like it's like it was breaking before she got to it, or vice versa. It was just very sloppy.
I mean, it was in slow motion too, so maybe like if it was in fast motion, you probably wouldn't, or normal, you wouldn't notice it too well.
That's true, yeah. Something slow I didn't appreciate.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you guys my glass story?
No.
Nope.
No.
No. Man.
Is that what this story is known as? Is your glass story?
I mean, it's a great segue.
Well, I mean,
you're
if
gonna tell a
that's-
glass story, this would be the time to tell it.
No, I'm trying to find the picture in my reel. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to on time,
Mm.
but
Just paint the picture for us.
I will. So I was working at Bubblegum Shrimp Company as a manager,
Hmm.
and for some reason I had to carry this big glass upstairs. I can't remember what it was for or why I was carrying it or whatever, right? And so I go to grab it and I'm walking up the stairs and the thing completely shatters as I'm like carrying it in like mid just everything and I'm not talking like big shards. I'm talking like Matt's talking. I
Like
thought someone
fine.
shot me at because like, here I am just walking upstairs. It's above my head and it just goes and just rains down as I'm walking up the stairs. And then I had like 4 servers come flying out, and they're like, "Brian, are you okay?" And I was like, "I think so."
Oh my god. That's terrifying.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it was insane. Like, I don't know how it happened. If it just like, if I was grabbing it, like, pressure, like the pressure, if I bowed it too much,
I was gonna say
I'm not sure what, but that shit just
I-
broke, and it was glass everywhere.
I wonder if like bouncing as you were going up the steps just caused it to flex just the wrong way, and
Right.
oh man.
And then luckily I wasn't cut or anything. I was like, am I dead?
Yeah. Don't move. Don't move.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh my gosh.
I'll try to find
Jeez.
the picture of the aftermath.
Oh man.
Oh, that's like in the vault, bro. Good luck.
Yeah, it's in the vault.
I like to imagine
found
that
it.
it was like a hitman.
You did?
I just went to the beginning. Oh my,
Is it a video or a photo?
it's a photo.
Send it in the group.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm gonna have
wow.
to.
You can kind of see it. Oh man, that is a lot of little pieces.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh,
Here, I'll send it in the group so that way you guys can get the true thing.
Oh,
I-
man.
I like to imagine that it was like a hitman who like busted through a window on a rope with his gun in one arm and was trying to shoot you but missed.
Should I get
Ah!
should I get from a window table, bro? Sit them on the patio.
I'm bringing the window to you guys.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, that was some wild times, guys.
So crazy.
I remember carrying a huge tray of like glasses that I was bussing from a table, and as I was turning the corner like to get into the kitchen, like half of them that just fell off the tray, and it was just like one by one, all falling off and breaking. And meanwhile, my manager is on the other side of the ballroom interviewing somebody for a new as like a new server. And I'm like, am I about to lose my job and
Yeah,
replaced by this guy?
Yeah.
for sure.
I didn't, but this is-
Pressure was on.
yeah, it was like, and I was like just standing there, and it was just like one by one falling off of the tray.
Wait 3 seconds.
No, it was like one every second.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man,
Oh,
I don't
man.
miss those days. No.
I don't have any good server stories.
Lucky.
It's so funny. I
didn't do
remember
it long
when people
enough.
would drop things, we would all scream job opening.
Wait, what was the first part you said?
If any of the servers dropped anything, we would just scream job opening.
Oh, yeah. Like you scream it to all the customers
We're
in the
hiring.
restaurant.
Yeah.
They just walk over and rip their apron off.
I think that's funnier than like just doing the classic "You're not a Greek restaurant," but screaming "Opa."
Yeah. If anyone screams Opa at Bubba's, I would just escort them out.
Like you
They
don't even gotta
understand the vibe.
pay your tab. Oh, yeah.
Bubblegums was wild before corporate took over.
Mhm.
Oh man, it was an old shrimp shack. I loved it.
Did I tell you the only time I ever had Bubba Gumps was in the airport in Mexico, or it was where was it? Punta Cana,
So you've never had bubblegum. Got it.
Cancun. I've never had what?
You've never had bubblegum.
Well, it was the airport one,
No.
but it was like the official like corporate restaurant.
Monterey's the very first one.
Oh, I see.
Monterey's the OG.
That's
they-
good.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I've never known that.
Yeah. Monterey 1, San Francisco 2.
Fact number 279.
Yeah.
Oh no.
If you know, you know. No, you know.
Well, I don't think I've ever been to the Bubba Gumps in Monterey.
When Chef Mike was there, it was something. When he left, I don't know what happened to that food at all.
Yeah, Chef Mike was
He was amazing.
Yeah,
And
he
then,
had a golden touch.
yeah, I really hope they found somebody as good as him, because I went there like a few years after I left the cult, and it really is a cult. you know, and it just was not worth the prices that they got. It was horrible.
Wow.
Isn't it so sad when that happens to a place? Like, there's been a few other places that I've tried that, oh, I haven't been there in a while, and I go to it and I'm just like, I remember this being so much better.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like it's not like, this isn't just like me thinking this was better back in the day with like the rose-colored glasses. Like, no, this isn't good.
And the prices have increased
Yeah.
30%.
Like, no, thank you. No, I'm good. So yeah, been there, and that's a shame. Hopefully, I think I would like to be able to say at some point in my life that I have eaten at the OG Bubba Gumps.
It is pretty.
It's in a
We'll
great
make it
spot.
happen, Matt,
It's in a
don't
great.
worry.
I love Monterey.
Movie club at Bubgumps. Hey, we can watch the movie while we're there.
Yeah.
I remember you two being so pissed when I picked Forrest Gump. You were like moving your head back,
Too
like.
soon. It's too soon. It really is a cult, you guys, if you work there.
I didn't have any Bubba Gumps around me. Like, I had to make an effort to get to any like real.
Anyway,
seafood.
back to running late.
I was trying to see if I had any scenes or anything. Do you guys have anything that?
Can we talk about the scene that doesn't age well at all?
Oh.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure we all know. We don't know.
It's not coming to my brain.
Like the forceful intimacy.
Oh.
Oh, that, yeah.
Well.
I'm curious to hear you guys' thoughts on it.
But
Yeah,
she's
that's
not human, right?
For me, it made me uncomfortable because it made me uncomfortable.
You're talking about when she's trying to leave and then he pushes the door closed
Yeah, like
Yeah.
slams
It's
it.
and then slams her in the
Rachel, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's that one was I was like, I'm not sure what's going on here.
yeah.
She wants to leave, then she didn't want to leave, and then it seemed like she was accepting everything.
But was she?
I don't
I feel like he. I don't know. It was weird. It was like a puppet on the string type feeling. Like
I mean he definitely strong armed, but yeah, go ahead. Who's Matt, Nick?
I think we were both at the same time.
You can
but
go
Matt,
ahead.
you go ahead.
I'll go. Okay. This is where I think the audience having to interpret is a fault. Because I'll admit my first as my first reaction watching all this, I'm like, oh, this is odd.
Yeah, that was mine too.
But
but
by the end of it, I'm like, okay, this is feeling more like 50 Shades kind of vibes. Okay. So, but this is where I think some context would be better for the situation, because what's happening is Rachel is essentially, she's fighting with the fact that like, I'm a replicant, but I have all of these memories. They're not my memories. Am I a real human person because I believe myself to be a real human person? But am I making these choices because they're my choices or because I'm got somebody else's things in my head? So she has feelings for Decker, and she's fighting with the fact of like,
Good point.
are these mine or are they not mine? And like, so she's got this kind of crisis that she's dealing with internally. Meanwhile, Decker is like, I have feelings for you too. And what's happening with like the slamming of the door, and my interpretation by the end of it was that was his way of saying like, don't run from this. Acknowledge your feelings, like, because I feel this way too. Say it out loud. It's okay. Like, I feel this way. If you feel this way, it can't be wrong. Again, it doesn't necessarily read that way. And more context or dialogue or something to kind of really feed what's happening there, I think is important because it's easily misread.
Yeah, I missed that entirely. So had I known that, it wouldn't be as uncomfortable. But I was like, what the heck happened?
You have to pay attention to what they're saying, but you also like have to kind of read between the lines of what they're saying
I gotta
because
read the
well, the book kind of helps, I think, but I mean, it's just it's the way that this movie is designed is you really have to kind of pay attention and draw strong conclusions, but also a lot of things are meant to be up for interpretation, so don't necessarily take what I'm saying as gospel. Like things are meant for you to interpret them a certain way, and that's what leads to the whole like is he or isn't he a replicant? Like it's like the inception of things of like is it real, is it not real kind of stuff. What's really happening? You should always kind of be questioning a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Nick, you've been very patient. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Um, so, so my first thought with all of this is, it's established that like these replicants are not humans, right? They can do everything that a human can do, but they struggle with emotion. Um, and so my thought is because they're not human, you can essentially do whatever you want because they're a robot. They're not a person. And like, is it illegal? Like if he was to quote unquote, have sex with her against her will, is that illegal? Like, is that rape? Is that sodomy or whatever? Um, and are there laws about that kind of stuff? I wouldn't think so because again, they're not human. They're like if you were to buy your own personal android or sex robot, like you could program it to essentially like not want you so that you can like play out your role of being forceful and strong arming and stuff like that. Um, but as humans, you know that you still can't do any of that with another human woman, because that's breaking the law. So it's like, yeah, you can essentially do whatever you want to these replicants and not be reprimanded for it. And so I also was thinking that um, by him doing this, that he was essentially testing her, and like he was kind of doing an experiment, I guess, to see what the results would be if he was to kind of push back on her this way, and then see what kind of an emotional response he gives, or that she gives him. So I look at it from purely just like a robotic science experiment rather than actual love or lust that is present in the moment.
solid point. I wish I looked at it that way. It would have been a lot easier to watch.
Well, that's the thing, because they look human, they act human, you think that they're human, right?
But tears. I have a weakness for tears. Like if anyone's crying, I'm like, stop. It's too far.
Yeah, and and I've had experiences. I've been watching like other things too, where like there's a video game called Become Detroit Human or whatever, and it talks about androids and robots, and yeah, it's a whole like moral dilemma. And I think Matt's right. Like the way you interpret these, it's a question of morality, of like how you feel about them. And I think everybody's going to have a different feeling because there's no rules, there's no regulation on it. So yeah, go ahead, Matt.
I'm so happy that you brought up this side of the argument. Like this, like I said, this is exactly the point of how this movie is designed, is to leave so much to interpretation. And you're absolutely right. It brings up the questions of, is an android. Technically, his job is to kill them on sight once he knows that they're an android. There are no replicants allowed on Earth. He is charged with killing them on sight, retiring them on sight. He knows this. He knows this for a fact, but this is how he's kind of treating her. And like, but what are the rules, right? It is on the other planets or off world. The androids are essentially slaves. I think they call themselves that, and it's made very clear that they're treated as slaves. Yet they're made to be extremely human-like. What sort of morality and like philosophical questions does that bring up of the treatment of them? Like, they have memories, they have feelings, they can do all of these things, but they're not real. Well, what doesn't make them real? There's so much to interpret, so much to kind of debate about of like what the meaning of all of it is, and I do think that that's why this movie has stood the test of time as it is. Is like it is such it leads to so many questions and interpretations. Like there's so many ways to read things because so little is actually said. All right.
What a good talk, guys.
How's it going? How's it going? Subject change though. Any other scenes or anything? Like that was a good one.
But I mean, we got deep with that one. Like that, we're talking morality with this, you know, like that's a big deal. Yeah.
I wanted to bring up some of the like the design of this place. So like all the neon lights and everything. But
Nighthawks?
what was it? Well, yes. But specifically when they were walking at the beginning, did you guys notice the umbrellas had like an LED strip going up it? Like the umbrella has a light on it.
No, I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an easy thing to miss, but like half of the umbrellas that people are walking around with are lit up, have like a lit up pole. And that's like one of those things that feels like it has absolutely come true. Like you can find an LED light up umbrella on Amazon now. I could almost guarantee it. Like it's crazy how this was something that I'm pretty sure they had to rig up with like a battery in somebody's pocket or something to get a light that goes up onto a pole and moves around. Like one of the best things that I think they've futurified as far as props and things go. Brian, I think it was you first.
I mean, when in terms of LED, you can you have LED strips now, where I think I've seen them at Costco or something, where it's like it's almost like tape, and you can just pull them out, cut to a certain length, and like that's going to be your strip of lighting wherever you want it. So it's crazy what you can like how easy that scene would be to do nowadays, you know, versus back then and everything. But you brought up the design. I do have some questions. Okay, so this is LA 2019. Is there a reason why it basically looks like Chinatown, or like I'm not like is anything fully explained? And why is there constant picture like giant electronic displays of Asian women doing eating things? And I'm just I don't understand what the 2019 LA concept is supposed to be, because it almost felt like Tokyo to me.
I get the impression that after some sort of nuclear war, it led to some sort of Asian country. I don't want to assume which, because I'm not sure what language that they were speaking. But for them to kind of gain power, but also probably having to merge to survive. So it's kind of like how countries having to come together because now there's only a certain amount of places that you can survive because the rest of the world is nuclear wasteland. So it might just be that Asian influence of being in LA and those kinds of things, you know, like maybe it just kind of happened.
Okay.
But no, they don't really. I mean, maybe in the book they do. I'll have to get back to you on that at some point when I reread it. But
it just seems so random to me. But I'm like, we'll just go with it.
I don't think it's necessarily supposed to be explained. I think it's just more like we're showing you what LA looks like in 2019. This is it. Now we're moving on.
Take it or leave it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like how did we get here? Why is it
your
this
noodles?
way? Yeah. It's just like this is what it is. Now let's roll with it.
Yeah.
But I wanted to go back to the umbrella thing real quick. I was like, how are we this far into the future, and we don't have like a dome that can just appear when it starts to rain? Like, why do we need umbrellas in the future? Like, why can't we just have like a giant dome that appears when it starts to rain? It doesn't make any sense to me.
I want to say
Where
there's
would this dome come from, Nick?
It's a like a circle around the city, and then it just starts like, and then it
I love that
again when the
we have a dome that comes in, but it's like a
You
metal
are
dome.
aware that nature needs water, right?
not in whatever that hellscape of LA is. So, yeah,
It's okay. I want to say that there's at least some sort of prototype of an umbrella that has no physical thing, but like it kicks air out and what creates like an air dome.
so it like pushes water away from like
Essentially, yeah.
with air. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, like that would have been cool to see, but they're like still using umbrellas. Like,
But they have lights.
Yeah.
so they can see
Future.
themselves getting wet.
Future.
Future.
The future is back then.
It's still.
I did love the way that I forgot her name, but the way that she dried her hair.
Oh,
Priest?
yeah, she's in the dome, and it's just.
Yeah, she just shoves her.
Oh, yeah. The hair is
I'm like, I can
covered.
picture a lot of females that would probably like that because I have a feeling that was a pretty quick dry versus the.
Yeah, hair dryer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the future.
The hair drying dome.
The hair drying dome.
You know why you can't sell that? Because no man is gonna want a giant dome in his bathroom.
True.
Like that's what it's gonna boil down to. How do they?
That'd take a lot, dude. That would take a lot of room.
It's
They
this.
have them in hair salons.
That
They
thing would
do.
probably be a fire hazard for me.
Why?
Yeah, that was all I had for the design.
Hmm.
Other thoughts on the design of everything? We talked about Star Wars a little bit. There were so many moments that reminded me of Coruscant. If you're familiar with the prequels from the 99, I think I can't remember.
Yeah.
99. Starting from then, when they go to Coruscant, it's basically a giant city planet with flying cars and all kinds of stuff. Particularly in Attack of the Clones, when they're spending a good amount of time on Coruscant, it felt like non-rainy, non-toxic Blade Runner, like LA. As they're flying the cars around in this movie and everything, and he's like landing at the police station and all that kind of stuff. So much of it gave me Star Wars vibes, and if I looked it up, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if ILM was doing the special effects for Blade Runner, but it feels like it would be a Lucas thing, or at least he was inspired by it, because when he did those prequel movies, it feels like an homage. It doesn't feel like he stole anything. It's kind of like that was a really cool effect that they did in the freaking 80s, and it looked awesome. I'm going to recreate it.
I think they still did like the physical like models for those ships.
Some of them, yeah.
Yeah. But they're just like really small, but the camera makes them look bigger.
Well, and I think you get to see at least one real takeoff where I think he gets into the car and essentially it's like lifted up on a crane off screen, but you see it levitate straight up.
Yeah.
Like that was so freaking cool.
It's like that blue and yellow.
I think it was a cop car. I can't remember.
I think it was a cop car, yeah. It had like 8 like lights on the top like sticking out.
The cars were really interesting. There was a bunch of stuff on the tops of them that I'm like, is that like luggage? What did people have on top of that? To the point where he's just sitting there, those people, I don't know if they were kids or what, but like they steal something off the top of his car, but then he takes off like it's no big deal. It's like, well, I guess it wasn't important. But what the hell's on top of these cars?
Oh, I thought that was like it looks like a muffler to me, but I thought maybe also it could be like a signal transmission or something, like something that he needed to transmit some signals.
I mean, could be. It was like a weird big box thing that they ripped off the top of it.
Yeah.
It was like, what the hell was that?
Like it's like the equivalent of like a catalytic converter these
Yeah.
days, you know? Yeah.
Except they're trying to steal it while you're in the car, and it's running.
Yeah. Oh man.
All right. Did you guys want to take another break or anything? Are we ready to keep going? Want to scene head scratcher?
Notes are pretty scarce for me, man.
Okay.
I mean,
Let me
I
see
don't
what I
think
got.
this is gonna be a long one.
Oh, I had one complaint. There was a good point when I think it was Decker was driving in the rain, windshield wiper not going. All I could think was like, why put a windshield wiper on a car if you're not going to use it?
I didn't even notice that.
I didn't notice that either.
It bothered me a little bit because I noticed that it was actively not going. Like, why even have it there?
I got nothing for you on that one. It's funny though.
Okay, here's a scene that I thought was kind of funny because it's been kind of parodied ever since. It's when Decker has his big aha moment as he's looking at the pictures, and he puts it into the scanner and he's like, enhance,
Oh my god.
track right. Like he's listing off numbers, calling it a little bit, enhance. Like I think every filmmaker is like, you can't fucking do that. Like that doesn't exist. You can't take a picture that has resolution and just enhance it. Like it deteriorates. Like that's how pixels work. It don't work that way. But this has been done so many times in science fiction stuff. And like if I always think about Super Troopers when he's just fucking around on the computer, like enhance. Like he's slowly he's slowly making it bigger, but he's not doing anything. He's like, son of a bitch. So it kind of made me laugh. While it's a good aha moment of him finding this clue, those moments of enhance always kill me. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, as somebody who works with forensic video evidence for email, I was just like this the whole time. Like, come on. Like, there's no way. You can only expand your pixels so far. You can only interpolate them so much.
Are you sure, Nick? You're not on the videos just screaming, "Find me the crime."
This isn't
ID this guy right now. What kind of gun was he holding?
Yeah.
Was it Minority Report?
Computer, show me the evidence that I need to see right now.
This feels like Minority Report.
And enhance it, please.
Yeah, it infuriates me because even in like crime shows, they do it in like those like CSI, Law and Order, where they take like surveillance video and they're just like, "Can you enhance it?" And it's like,
I know the technology
it's like,
that
come
people
on.
have on TV shows crack me up. I'm like, in what reality are we dealing with here, guys?
Well, because the best part about all of it, and it happened in this movie too, is like they would zoom in and then it would be blurry, and then like the blurriness would like fizzle away.
Right.
And zoom in again, be blurry, and then the blurriness will fizzle away. Like that's not how that works.
God.
It looks cool, but it's not gonna hold up in court. Oh man, yeah.
I had forgotten what I was gonna say, but now I remember. Like we're talking about like this with the pictures and stuff, but like with security footage. I think we even talked about this with what's the Will Smith and Gene Hackman movie?
Enemy of the State.
Enemy of the State. Thank you. There were moments in that where it really killed me, where they were going into video footage and then rotating a room. It's like, you can't
360
rotate footage that doesn't exist. Like unless literally
degrees.
every camera has somehow.
Jack Black is like, all right,
my
I need you
God.
to zoom in. Okay, now wait, do you see that? Like now, okay, rotate.
Yeah,
Rotate 30 degrees, please.
Yeah.
killing me.
Okay, can I see the reverse side of that? Okay. Oh, look it. Now do you see the void? There was a shadow. Now there's no shadow.
Okay, can now take it from 1080p to 4K. Now make it super slow motion and add frames that were not there before.
I love when they make standardized tables into just this crazy computer thing now all of a sudden. Like, I think CSI New York did it where it's just like it's like a table, and they're like, okay, boop, and then they're like, like, like you're on a fucking table. Like, how does this
Yeah,
work?
it's so funny.
I think they had that in Dexter, right? Or no?
Probably,
Maybe? I
yeah.
don't think so.
If,
I'm gonna give that a whirl at my kitchen table, see what happens.
Yeah. Oh,
I didn't
man.
realize we stepped onto the Starship Enterprise.
Yeah.
But like even in this movie, when he's saying all those commands like track 45 43, I'm like, what does that even mean? Like,
He
what?
doesn't.
What?
He doesn't know.
No.
I was trying to figure it out. My immediate thought right now was like, because it wasn't.
Longitude, latitude, in computer terms.
Well, I'm kind of, I don't know, like I'm trying to like 45 degrees, right? Like that's the angle that it's supposed to track. Track 45 degrees, right. So, but that doesn't account for like up or down on the y-axis, right? Like,
Right.
So,
And how does he know that that's the angle that he wants?
You
You tell me the difference
guess,
between
right? I
40
don't
and
know.
45.
This is why
On a
he's an,
2D
this is why he's an
screen.
android. He's an android.
Yeah.
This is why he's a replicant.
So this is the proof.
This
He
the
is
proof.
the AI.
Oh.
Oh man. Stuff
Yeah.
like that is like it's like watching medical shows and movies. I always look at the monitor and or the equipment that they're using, and I'm just like, does anyone do their research around here? No one does their research. I'm like looking, I'm like, so he's in VTAC, he's in an almost like that's a shockable rhythm, and if you don't convert it, he's gonna be dead soon. But you're telling me he's normal and healthy. Great. Like,
Yeah.
oh man,
It's not adding up.
funny stuff.
All right. You guys want to take a quick break, get some ice cream, and we'll come back to finish it up?
Yeah.
I mean, well, how much do you have left, or are we?
I don't have a ton left.
See, that's what I was wondering.
You want to just push through and just finish her up?
I don't mind if anyone else doesn't.
Okay.
I'm getting my snack. You guys can't stop me.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
She must be stopped. She's a replicant.
Yeah. Okay, so when right after Decker retires. I'm gonna try and get like the phrasing correct, just so it's like it's accurate for the movie. Retires
When he unalives.
well, retires. What's her name? Snake Lady. I cannot remember her name. I know I gave her
Zora.
Zora. After he retires her, I was enjoying the fact that like clearly he doesn't enjoy retiring these things. Like you can see that he's ready to do the job that needs to be done, but it's not like he gets much enjoyment out of it. Like he sees these bodies and it's like it feels like he killed somebody. It feels like he killed something, and like that weighs heavy on him to the point where he gets whatever kind of alcohol it was, and then he's eventually attacked by Leon. Leon, I think it was, right? The guy from the first scene of the movie.
What?
Anybody?
Sorry, you cut out for the last 2 seconds.
Leon.
Attacked by what?
Leon. Was that the guy from the beginning of the movie that attacks
Tortoise
him?
Guy?
Yes, that guy.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think that was Leon. I don't remember names, but that's
it
the
was
same guy. I don't know what his
Yeah.
name is, but
I think it was Leon. We'll go with that for right
Yeah.
now. But I don't know about you, but I was not expecting Rachel to come back and to shoot him.
No.
Like that was
Oh,
that was a shock, and like
that came out. Yeah,
I liked it. Like that was a good surprise, and also like I mean she got him, like straight through the head. Like what a hell of a shot, girl. Like
weird looking wound. Not gonna lie.
I don't remember
It's
that
like very
well.
like red circular.
No,
Is that
it
what
almost
we're-
seemed like it went like a slash upwards, but an indentation like on the forehead.
to them.
Yeah, I don't remember it that well.
Like it was like a hot dog bun. That's the best example.
All right, I'm gonna see if I can just find it because I'm curious.
Through and through, like a hot dog bun.
Yeah. Brian, not Brian, Nick. Sorry, you've had your hand up. You're good, man.
Well, it was. I kind of wanted to bring up a scene about like how Deckard really got involved into this, which is kind of like after the first scene, or the intro, I should say. But it's specifically when he's sitting at that like food cart and he's talking to the worker who claims he doesn't speak English, but he eventually speaks English, just to fuck with him. But I didn't understand why the two, I want to say officers, approach him behind and say that he's arrested. He wasn't actually being arrested, right?
No,
that was just kind of like the cover
so
to take him away. Is that kind of what that was?
it's briefly explained by the commissioner guy or whatever, chief, whatever. Basically,
Terrell or whatever.
no, the what's our guy's name? Emmett Walsh.
Oh, Bryant.
Brian, yeah.
Bryant, yeah.
He kind of quickly and casually says like, you wouldn't have come if I asked. So it was like him getting arrested was
right.
his way of getting him into the police station. He's like, I need to
Oh,
talk
you're
to
right,
you.
you're right.
This is how I'm going to get you because if I ask, you're going to say no.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So then what was he guaranteed like a reward or anything for taking out it was 6 replicants, right? To take out 6 of them?
He had mentioned the 6, but I don't think it was specified until later that it was 3 or 4 of them. But I think the 6 was the implication. But I think two of them were found dead, so they knew it was 4.
Yeah, because he didn't kill 6 of them.
No, he killed
Or, sorry.
4 of them. He killed 4 of them.
Retire 6 of them.
Yes.
God damn it.
They're not people, they're things. Or are they?
Yeah, they're things. But the commissioner guy mentions that these replicants have like a kill switch of like 4 years or something.
Yes.
Is that from like from the moment that they're created, or is that from when they have 4 years after like the switch is activated?
So
Like, these are all I'm just asking you questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tyrell does kind of answer that question when Beatty is questioning him in his bedroom, and he says the code is basically written once you're created. So once you're alive, it can't be unwritten. So you're created. You have a 4-year lifespan. There's no changing it. Like you either live to be
it's just 4 years.
You either live to be
Definite.
4 years, or you die before that from whatever
Or you
outside
retire
causes.
sooner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he does say that because that's what Beatty's asking for. The whole point is like he doesn't want to die. He's going to die. He wants to live, and that's what he's asking him for. That's why he goes to Tyrell, and Tyrell basically says, "I can't make you live. You're going to die no matter what. Like that's just the way it is."
Yeah,
So he lashes out, murders him.
Deckard was essentially called by the commissioner to take these out because they were they murdering people? Like
Yes,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
they were murdering lots of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that was the thing is like everybody they were killing was essentially leading them to Tyrell. And as you see when they get to Tyrell, they kill him and the guy who got him there. So
Yeah. I mean, that's basically the plot of the movie. Is just trying to wipe those replicants out.
yeah. Honestly
it's
the
not
main
super heavy.
Yeah, the main story of this is pretty simple. Bad androids are on the ground. We need you to find them and take them out as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jen.
Can we talk about towards the end because something that confused me was why did that one guy let him live? Like they were just trying to kill each other, or was it only just him trying to kill him? I don't
You're
know their names. It makes
you're
it very
you're
difficult.
you're talking about Roy, right? Like the guy who is
The
basically
white-haired guy.
white-haired guy is just chasing
Yeah.
down and terrifying Decker.
Yeah. So like
Um,
when he's about to fall and like slip his hand grip, like why did he save him? Is that where we're supposed to be like, oh, it's because he's one of them?
it could be. Like I think there's some reasons for why it's all up for debate. Like I mean, Beatty the whole time, Roy, we'll call him Roy. Let's stop changing his name on you. Roy, the whole time is fighting for an opportunity to live. He just wants to live. And everybody he kills is basically telling him, you're not going to. So I think he's kind of hit a
Like,
point of like,
where's that?
what was that? What was that, Jen?
Oh, I said it's his numbers up.
Yeah. Yes. And I think at that point it's kind of a recognition that like there's no fight left to fight. And he's kind of proven whatever point he needed to prove to Decker. It was like, I'm better than you. So it's there's a whole lot I think that you can kind of question, like why does he strip down to his underwear? Why does he howl like a dog as if he's gonna fight this guy? Why does he save him? Why does he have a dove in his hand when he jumps over from roof to rooftop just so that he can let it go when he dies? There's lots. There's lots to.
Letting all of that go.
Yeah,
I thought the dove was gonna help him actually fly, for some reason.
it's all so interesting.
Go gadget dove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot to unpack with the whole chase scene because he's fucking with Decker the whole time. Like, I mean, he could have killed him easily. He breaks his fingers. That's really just to like taunt him.
Oh
But-
man, the snap back of the fingers.
Oh, it's awful.
That was rough. That was crepitizing. Crepitizing.
Grimace.
The amount of walls that he shoved his head through.
Yeah.
Killed me.
God.
Never a fist through the wall. Sure, I was never expecting his head to go through, and so casually too. Like
Here's Johnny.
exactly. Go ahead, Brian.
I mean, while we're on this scene, the one thing, the highlight that I will say, because yeah, I mean, I kind of had the same questions, like why are you holding a dove? Why is your head going through a wall? Why did you save him?
Why are you in your
Did you just
underwear?
say it's time to die? Like all these are going on, but the one thing I will say, I was like, wow, that is really great line. I've never heard of it before, or used before ever. But he said something along the lines of I'm paraphrasing at this point, but he said eventually things get lost like tears in the rain. And I'm like, oh, that is strong writing right there. That is really, really strong, because I've never even thought of, if someone's crying and they're in rain, do you know? Do you know that they're crying? You don't know, because it is all blended and camouflaged together. So I was like, that's the writers, whoever came up with that was a pen drop for sure.
I guess I'm pretty sure that Howard came up with that himself.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's like the equivalent of like that. What's the saying where it goes like, if a tree falls in the woods, does somebody hear it or something?
Does it make
How
a
does it go?
sound?
Make a sound.
Does it make a sound? Yeah.
No, if a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound?
My question for it would be like, why would a sound be dependent on someone being there to hear it?
It's just vibrations in the
Tell
air.
the story.
I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, when that tree falls, The vibrations are in the air. The sound is there. It's just not getting to the end point of an ear.
How often do trees fall?
Wow.
I don't know.
one one tree every 5 seconds falls.
I feel like there'd have
Like
to be
the-
some
like
sort
the-
of statistic for it, right?
Well, it's like that stat of like one person dies from drunk driving every 7 minutes, and I'm like, whoa! Like you hear that, and you're just like, damn, like that's a lot. I bet trees are probably even more than that.
How?
So
Matt, are you frozen or oh no?
No, I'm trying to find. I'm trying to find a picture of Leon's exit wound.
Wow, you're still on that?
Yes. He's like, I need to know if it looks like a hot dog bun.
Well, it's funny because like I've found like 3 pictures of the guy. One of them, the most recent one I saw, has like he's got like a scratch on his head, but I'm like that's clearly not the wound, because it's like a literal scratch.
Great.
The only thing that comes up is that there's a 12% chance a tree will fall on your home.
Well, that's
Under
not great.
hope?
On your home.
On home, on your, on your home. I look up sad things.
That's your home. Are you too good for your home?
Oh my god.
I really hope I get to go to Disneyland soon.
There's a 12% chance that a tree will
Goes
fall
that-
on you.
There goes that tree.
Oh man.
Uh,
Princess Leia has a 12% chance of living.
Wow.
She just has hope a lot.
I really just have like quotes and stuff left. Did you guys want to talk any more about the ending though?
I'm trying to think if there's like if any other.
Oh, one thing that I missed. I think I probably missed. How did Roy eventually die? Did he? Was this
I don't
suicide?
think he does.
It's old
He
age.
just-
I didn't notice. I know. Thank you, Jen. Thank you for that.
And
Well, that's how he did it. I didn't notice, like, Deckard, obviously he's like shooting these other replicants pretty obvious deaths. Stomachs are missing, heads are missing, things are going down. But with this one, unless I missed some type of ninja kill shot, he just said time to die now. And then his head went down. And I'm like, was this hi. Was this like suicide? Or what's going on here?
It was
that was perfect timing. Time to die
Yeah.
now.
Luna's assisting with the
With the dramatic.
with the dramatic effect, yeah.
Luna on camera 1, please. Dolly.
I
Matt,
forgot
do you
the
have an answer to
question.
that?
I do. But I forgot the question.
How does Roy die?
Oh,
Or does
yeah.
he die?
Old age. It is the end of his lifespan. I get the
Oh,
impression.
really?
Yeah, I get the impression. So
Oh, that was not disclosed in the movie. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
what you
There's
can
no way you could have guessed that.
you can tell there's a couple of moments where they kind of focus in on his hand and it's deteriorating.
And then he said, "Not now, right?"
And
that's
that
when
yeah, he
stuffs a
takes
nail in it?
yeah, I don't understand the logic behind it. But
It-
however it
channeling
worked,
his inner Jesus Christ, like
hey, it was Easter. However that worked, it either slowed or stopped his dying process, but he
Right.
knew that he was dying, and that's
See,
that's literally what happened. He just retired. He just expired.
no, that I don't think the movie does a great job at explaining that at all.
Or showing it really?
No, none.
It happened like it all happened so quickly. You're like, what? I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it's like, why did you just shove a nail in his hand?
I don't have an answer for you on that.
Yeah, okay.
All I know is like it's in my head, I go to things like idle hands, where dude's hand got possessed. So what they do to stop it from trying to kill people is they cut it off. Um, so same concept, I guess. Like your hand is deteriorating, so to stop it from spreading, you stab it with a nail. I don't know.
I have to try it sometime.
Yeah.
I know I've said this a lot when it comes to 80s, but I mean, do we happen to know the amount of cocaine that might have been flowing around set?
I mean, it's early 80s,
This
so
whole ending scene just seems like a rail of cocaine, and then you just write the scene. Like, so he's running, he shoves his head into a wall, he shoves a nail into his hand, he grabs a dove, and he jumps.
yeah.
The
And
80s.
The 80s,
and then he
man.
walks away.
In the-
Yeah, the ending. I guess we're not talking about the ending yet, but
we can talk about the ending.
I have a quick thing from a different scene. Essentially the what's it called, the Voight Kampf test? Is that what it's called? Voight Kampf test. What did you guys think about like the gizmos and gadgets that they were using? Like one of them is like a kind of like a slow, like a magnifier that like slowly cranks up and like zooms in on the eye, and you see it on the big screen. There's another one where it was like several layers of something that would inflate and then deflate, like based on their responses. I think there was one more thing. I can't remember what it was. But like, I remember a moment where someone would say something, and then immediately it would cut to that mechanism that was like inflating and deflating, kind of like an accordion kind of thing. And I was like, is that indicating that someone's lying? It was, oh, see, there it happens. um, I was just trying to figure out like what is it that they're looking for in this void comp test specifically that can prove that they are a replicant or a human. Because everything, all the responses that these replicants give seem pretty normal to me. So I'm like what are the outliers that they have to look for in this test? Go for it, Matt. Yeah.
What so they're looking to the whole test is designed to create like anxiety. Like it's created to force an emotional response, and that's what they're looking for, is like some sort of emotional response from something that would be abnormal to a human. And that's why like they're measuring pupil dilation and all that stuff. I assume like the breathing like that like is like having to do with their breathing. I don't know, but I would assume a lot of the inspiration for the device was probably something like a polygraph machine, where you know like you're seeing something gonna it's like, is that good, is that bad, like what, you know, like am I passing the test? But it's kind of the anxiety of like, you know, you're being monitored, and it's meant to make you feel uncomfortable, and I think that's what it's all there to do, whether it actually does anything or not, right? Like the whole like what sort of electronic device needs some sort of bladder to breathe? Like that makes no sense. But the point of it is to just kind of be like this movement and this sound to kind of elicit an emotional response of, the hell was that? Like, makes sense. So I'm curious if all of that stuff even has a purpose, or if it's just there to create response. But yeah.
It's funny to me that that is the only method that they have for testing.
What's more interesting to me is that Tyrell was seeming to try and find ways to beat the test. Like, why is he working so hard to make a replicant that's so human you can't tell that it's not real?
Isn't that what we're trying to do nowadays?
I mean, there's a lot of these questions right? Like it's some of the stuff that's going on. Because it does seem like these, like the Nexus 6s are made so well that it's difficult for them to kind of like catch them.
Yeah, they're
on
not like
things.
cyborgs, you know.
But it's like apparently it's something with the eyes, like that there's seems to be something that's telling with the eyes that they can measure on that scanner.
There's a lot of things you can tell with eyes.
Well, you do see Rachel at some point cry,
Yeah. You see Roy
right?
cry.
A few times.
So it's but that doesn't prove whether or not so replicants can have those kinds of emotions. Like they can cry, like they can laugh, they can be angry.
That's like I said, that's part of like the questions that you find yourselves asking with this movie of like these these replicants have emotions, they have feelings, but does that make them real? Does that make them human? Because they can
Well,
feel.
that's why I think this testing is stupid because it doesn't prove anything. Like for us, we have the polygraph test, right? But that's not admissible in court because it's not a scientifically accurate measurement of truth, right? It's yeah, and so it's yeah, like a robotic replicant can just lie about stuff and and activate emotions and everything. So it's just there needs to be like a scanner or some type of like like a metal detector kind of thing or device, like wireless kind of thing.
Well, so that's something to note of these replicants. They
Hmm.
don't seem to be made of artificial material in the sense like they seem to have organs. They seem to have tissue, right? Like they bleed.
Yeah.
The way that these guys are designed is on a genetic level. They're they're essentially clones to some level.
Hmm.
And
Or like
that's
clones of like organic material or something.
yeah, like I mean that's a lot of like what the debate for it of, right? Like it's they're not machines. It's not like this is a robot that's walking around that just happens to have humanistic features. Like this is much more sophisticated than your typical android or robot. It's not C3PO
Yeah,
that's
you
walking
saw the
around
bucket
there.
of eyeballs, right?
Yeah.
Like those eyeballs were like real looking. Like if I was to just like pull your eyeball out and all of the like gooey stuff behind it would come out with it. Like
Yeah.
that just was, but that was like designed by someone.
The guy that they were harassing. He designed those eyeballs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just fascinating.
I think there's a lot. Like I said, there's a lot that you can find yourself kind of debating of like what's with this and what is the meaning of that.
Mm. Yeah,
Um,
I think that and the movie does a good job of that. Honestly, kind of like what we said in the beginning, it really does leave you up to your own interpretations of things, and I think that was successful. Oh, I can't say that.
I am
Yeah.
little
Anyway.
like kind of nitpick to complain about before we kind of round out and talk about the ending because like I said I've got kind of quote left
sure.
but not really. The unicorn. I know it's a bigger deal in the book, but it feels kind of what the fuck in this movie. They were I want to say in the book too, like the fact that the animals aren't real is a big deal. Like it's real animals
Like
are
the
so
owl.
well. Real animals are so rare. I mean, in this movie, every time somebody was like, "Is it real?" It's like, of course it's not real. You think I can afford a real animal? Like replicants
Snake.
are like these are replicated animals, and I don't know. Like, are they eating these replicated animals? Is this like a genetic thing that they? There's so much to question on these things, but like the animals were a big deal in the book, and it's not brought up enough in the movie, and it kind of leaves the whole like the unicorn aspect of it all. Like, what's the deal with that? Because he has the dream about the unicorn. I think I thought it was a matchstick man, but maybe he makes
It was like a little paper mache of a unicorn.
well,
The
there's
little 3D paper
at the end it was an origami unicorn.
or origami. Yes, yeah.
But I'm pretty sure the same guy who left the origami was the same guy who made the little matchstick man when they were walking through the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
which may have been a unicorn itself. I'm not sure. I interpreted that as
Because
a
it got like
matchstick man.
stepped on or like smashed or something.
Can't remember.
Yeah. But yeah, lots of unanswered things.
Yeah. But I wish they had talked more about the animals. But ending. Basically, I would say that this is the nice little speech that Deckard hears and then running to kind of leave town with Pris.
Yeah.
Finding the last unicorn.
Nice.
I just read that book and watched that movie.
It's also a song.
Probably from the movie.
Yes.
It's a musical after all.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys want to break this down? You have any thoughts? I love you. I love you. Let's run away together. For me,
I don't even remember the ending.
it kind of happens quickly. It's after Roy dies, and then what did we say the guy's name was? Gaff? The cop who keeps arresting Decker, I think it was Gaff. Well, he has a quote where he says, "It's too bad she won't live, but then again, who does?" Like that's the line that seems to kind of set Decker off with like run and try and find Rachel. And at first, it kind of seems like she might be retired. You know, like he's calling her name out, and she's under a sheet. And when he, removes the sheet, it seems like she's dead. So, a lot going on there. But there's a lot going on in every scene.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
It seems like she's dead, and then she's not dead,
She's not.
and then they kiss.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. I think she was just she needs a recharge. She was at 0%.
Battery was low.
She was on her wireless charger.
That's about it for me. Like quotes and stuff. You kind of said it.
I just think the ending is just it's very strange how it ends. It's just like, and then it ends. Like there's no like real bow tied, and then humanity was saved. It's very wacky, I think.
There's a slight bow tie. I mean, all the replicants are dead.
Are they?
All the bad replicants are dead.
A slight bow tie.
The guy gets the girl. Guy being Harrison Ford. You know he's gonna get a girl.
Yeah.
I mean, and they ride off to sunset with a unicorn.
Wait, is that
It's
how
all
it ends?
there.
With the unicorn? Wait, what? Is that how it ends?
Yeah, the last thing you see is the little unicorn origami, and then it's fade to credits.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it does kind of just ends pretty abruptly, but it does sort of wrap things up nicely in the sense of, they're running away together. Whether they live happily ever after, it's to be determined, but they're running away together.
Yeah.
They're going to spend their life together, and it's like, great. Which is another reason why... Sorry, what was that, Jen?
Like the next 5 minutes together, she's dying.
Well, that is interesting, too, is like, we don't know if she has a time limit.
Yeah, does she have a shelf life?
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know. She might only have 4
we know
years.
it's 4 years, but how much is left?
Well, we don't know if it's 4 years for her.
I thought we did.
I mean,
Didn't she say it?
This movie
she's
leaves more
designed.
questions than anything.
We don't know if she only has 4 years. We know that she was designed to basically be a replica of his niece. So she has all of his niece's memories and all of that stuff. So it's possible she's technically a different model than the Nexus 6. Like she's been enhanced differently than them. They don't have memories. She has memories. So she may not have the 4-year shelf life. Like, why would he build his niece again? You know?
That makes sense.
You would think that he would build her in an effort to like keep her around longer, not to have her for 4 years and then watch her die again.
Well, that was the whole reason why they built the kill switch, was in case if they do act out. But yeah.
But
Alright.
but he also built her to
Final
to
thoughts?
beat the Blade Runners. So like she's intense. All right. Yeah, final thoughts. Who wants to go first?
I'll
Okay,
go.
who won the movie?
No, I mean, this this movie leaves more questions than answered questions. Yeah, I mean, apparently a lot of people like it. You know, we already mentioned it's like what, 170 something, or I forgot what it was, but
191.
191. Yeah, 191 rated a 4 something on Letterbox. I just
It's
hey,
8.1 out of 10. Yeah.
yeah, people are liking it. They get it. I don't get it, but again, it's like I said in the beginning, it doesn't mean that this is a bad movie because it's not. It's just not a movie for me. Um, I mean, I don't know. Fuck, who wins the movie? Like, I guess I'll probably just give it to the Oscar winners, or at least I'm sorry, Oscar nominees. It's probably going to be art direction, set decoration. That's the thing that is jumping out at me the most as a winner. Um, I'll give an honorable mention to both Harrison Ford and the was it Roy Barry Beatty?
Roy Batty was the character.
Yeah, Roy Batty. I'll give an honorable mention to him because he did a fantastic job as the alpha replicant. You really I That's a human that's acting like a robot, and I completely agree that is a very, he had a very robotic personality. So, and that's not easy because at the end of the day, you are human. You can't just turn into an android for a movie. So I gotta give him credit for that. But yeah, I think ultimately the winner is going to be the art direction. No, yeah, art direction and set decoration.
Set direction.
Not set direction.
No.
We did that already.
Well, Jen, do you want to go next?
Yeah, I'll go. So if I mean, I'm curious. After this talk, maybe I'll give this another watch. As I was watching it, I kind of had the thought of like, I feel like this is one that you should watch a few times in order to collect all the data that it throws at you, because there was a lot in there. But I definitely, the winner for me is just like the interpretation itself. Like, as we saw in this discussion, like you can watch this movie and pick out something entirely different than someone else. And I have a feeling that as you rewatch it, you'll be able to pick up something new that you completely didn't get the first time or second time or third time. And I think movies that are written like that are something very special, and it takes a great talent to make that happen. I don't know what that would be under, but interpretation wins it for me.
Okay. That's good. Yeah, like I said, I really enjoy this movie. I think it's stunning. It's beautiful to look at. It's combining the cyberpunk and like future and film noir and like elements of like Asian culture, and it just looks really cool. Um, but I'm very similar into what kind of Brian was giving the winner for. For me, it's the cinematography specifically, just the way this movie looks. It just looks so good. Um, yeah, yeah, cinematography wins it for me.
Yeah. Jen, I'm right there with you. For me, having watched this now more recently and like having it in my head, like initially I wasn't feeling as strongly about it, but having the conversation with you guys and like really seeing how it can be interpreted so many different ways, it makes me want to watch it more and more. Like it makes me really want to like just sit back and like kind of take it all in a few more times, because it definitely seems like the more you watch it, the more you pick up on. So I like that about it. With that being said, winner for me, it kind of ties in with I think what a lot of you guys are saying too, but it just kind of boils it down to one man. It's Ridley Scott. I realize that I mentioned multiple times throughout the night that this was a difficult shoot for a few people, and he caused some problems as well as others. But him being a perfectionist, him wanting it to be a certain way, him fighting for it to be his vision, and finally in 2007 having the true chance to do that with the final cut that we got to see. I'd say that it absolutely goes to him that it was in his control the whole time, and he made it the way he wanted it to be. So the design of it all, the visuals, the acting, all of it, like I think it boils down to the effort that Ridley put into it. And even though he had a hard time, shout out to Harrison Ford, because I know this may not have been his favorite movie, but he did a great job in it.
Mhm.
All right. Well, that wraps it up for Blade Runner. We did it. We survived it. You did great, guys. Brian, I'm sorry if you're not a big fan of sci-fi, but I'm gonna continue to pick it every now
I
and
do
then.
like certain sci-fi, just not this one.
This is the slow burn kind. Like I get the impression you might not be a big fan of Dune, at least not the original.
No.
Yeah, it's slow.
It's probably stuff like The Martian, like you said earlier, or like
E.T.
I
like
Robot.
Gravity, like space movies.
E.T., Men in Black, that's some good stuff.
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
Star Wars.
You probably just don't like the fantasy aspect of it.
I also am a big on like when animals attack sci-fi. Lake Placid.
Okay. I thought you were gonna go with things like Cocaine Bear.
Oh, like Sharknado type thing, or
I possibly. People love Sharknado.
it depends.
All right.
It that one's wild.
It is a literal Sharknado.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
yeah, it's not all sci-fi that I'm out on. It's
All
just like this type. I'm like, oh, this genre just doesn't hit. But
Yeah,
again,
that's fair.
I'm not saying it's a bad movie.
No, I've been there. Some movies just aren't for it, right?
No.
Like it's
Yeah.
just not made for me. Been there.
Like I love Star Wars, but I hate Star Trek. It's just different.
Isn't that how it normally is? Like
Kind of.
you little Star Wars and Trekkies always battling each other.
I mean, yeah, my dad and my brother love Star Trek more than they like Star Wars, so it's
See, it's always a battle between you guys. You know,
yeah.
space is pretty big. Just enjoy it.
We can all share.
We can share the final frontier.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Enterprise can be nowhere near whatever you guys have.
The
What do you
Millennium
guys have?
Falcon.
Thank you.
I could go that way.
My advice to all you Star Trekkies and Star Wars fans.
Star Trekkies.
It's just Trekkies, not Star Trekkies.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wow.
He's lived with two of them. He knows. But all right, that wraps it up for Blade Runner, and I think this is a great check, guys. Well done. Jen, I believe it is your pick next. Are we doing Rush Hour 3?
No, because
Well, no, it's not streaming anymore.
Yeah, I think
it's
it's done.
not. But okay, I was torn because I feel like a part of me like wants to do a salute to Val Kilmer, and I saw that I've never seen any of these movies, but so help me out here. So I saw that Tombstone.
Heat? Heat.
I saw Tombstone is on Hulu, but then I feel like we've gone so heavy with our movies that maybe a lighter movie and a shorter movie might be kind of nice. And then I saw that my girl Angelina Jolie's on Netflix in a movie I haven't seen. So that might be kind of fun too. I'm really torn, and
What's the Angelina Jolie movie?
Life as You Know It?
I'm not familiar with that one.
I think I've seen that.
Me neither. I think it came out in 2002.
No, I think I have seen it. I'm gonna look it up.
Well, if you're going with the Val Kilmer kind of thing, Tombstone would be your pick.
See, I don't know. That's the thing. I'm torn between those two. I know nothing about any of them, but I just know, like, I love Angelina Jolie.
Wait, you said Life as You Know It?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
or
didn't.
Life You Know
I didn't
It?
see that
Life
one.
as You Know It or Life as We Know It? Something like that.
I see Life as We Know It, but I don't think that has Angelina.
Oh, no, it definitely has Angelina Jolie.
You said it was early 2000s?
I think so. Let me just...
Life or Something Like It.
Life or something like it. Yeah, you know, whatever.
Oh, wow,
Okay, I
blonde
think
hair.
that's-
Okay. A reporter interviews a psychic who tells her that she's going to die and her life is meaningless. Jesus.
Oh yeah, I have seen this one. I have seen this one. Yeah. Okay.
I have not seen
I
this
just have to
one.
remind
My
myself.
God. That
Yeah, I
seems so
haven't seen that one,
dark.
but I have seen Tombstone. Yeah.
But it's under comedies.
Oh, no,
so-
it seems funny, but
Yeah,
it
it's
seems
not-
dark.
It's
Like
not dark.
comedy.
I think I'm just gonna go with my girl. Sorry, Val. R.I.P. I would only pick that one just because, like, tribute to the fallen.
Right.
I feel like
Like, I would have I don't have any desire to see Tombstone.
I know I was gonna do one for Val too, and then Goodfellas came, and I was like, "Well, sorry, bud."
Sorry.
Tombstone is a great movie. It's good.
And somebody else picked Tombstone, so we're not jerks. Like,
Maybe I'll pick it for next.
It doesn't have to be like month of. It could always be a tribute. You know, everyone needs time to
when's his birthday?
everyone needs time to grieve.
Okay, I think, yeah, let's go with my girl, Angelina Jolie. What's the
Alright.
name of it?
Life or
Yeah.
Something Like
Life or
It.
something like it.
Yes. It looks like it's streaming on both.
Life as we like it or something.
Yeah. Life or something like it.
Life or something like it.
Let's do it.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be interesting. So it actually it does looks like it's streaming on Hulu and Netflix. No. Oh
That's
man.
fine. Watch
Double feature.
This is gonna be so interesting. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I'm gonna stop looking at that movie on
Hopefully Hulu
IMDb.
has a better description.
I mean,
Do we want to do Hulu or Netflix then?
But we
I
should just watch the same one.
That's what I'm. Yeah,
Same version, yeah.
she said Netflix. I'm fine with Netflix.
Netflix it is.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine it's the exact same movie. It doesn't matter.
Or
I don't know.
Sadly enough, I would say that there could be two different versions
yeah,
because
let's go Netflix.
each streaming site might censor something differently. You know.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's do Netflix because that's where I saw it.
Okay. Well, on that note, tune in next week here on YouTube at GoodFlickas to hear us chat about Life or Something Like It streaming on Netflix and Hulu, but we're going to be watching it on Netflix. Life or Something Like It next week here on GoodFlickas. Follow us on Instagram at good.flickas. You know, give us a like, give us a follow, send some of our clips to your friends because we're funny as hell and Brian works really hard. You can also follow us here on YouTube at GoodFlickas. Give us a like, hit that bell down below the screen, and get notifications when we post new videos. It's pretty much every Monday live. We're doing our shows here at GoodFlickas on YouTube. And you can also send us email at goodflickas2020@gmail.com. Let us know how we're doing. Give us some advice. We'd love to hear from you. Other than that, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching the show. Hopefully you enjoyed our chat on Blade Runner. But Brian, go ahead and close us out.
Yeah, guys, some really good advice from Blade Runner. If you see a tortoise on its back, please pick it up because that's just sad. So
Yeah.
help out the tortoise, and don't cry in the rain. I don't think anyone's gonna help you if you're crying in the rain. We'll see you next week.
Sometimes
What
it's
if
good
I
to cry
don't
in the
know what a
rain.
tortoise is?
Why am I laughing?
What if I see this thing on its back and I don't know what it is? Should I flip it?
Like a pizza?
Is it a pizza?